Live from the Danbury Ice Arena in Danbury, Connecticut. It is time once again for Danbury Hat-Tricks hockey. Tonight, the Danbury Hat-Tricks play host to the Watertown Wolves. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jim Cerny, joined by Patrick Grudberg. And Patrick, we get a rematch. In fact, we're going to get a lot of rematches in the next few weeks because this is the second of 6 consecutive games played between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. Certainly started off well this series, if that's what you want to call it. Last night, a 7-1 victory for the Danbury Hat-Tricks, their third straight win.
Yeah, big win for the Hat-Tricks last night. A slow start, Watertown with a 1-0 advantage after the first period, but Jim, that second period was one to remember. 4 goals in a span of 3 minutes, and the power play came to life. And from that point on, the Hat-Tricks did not look back. 7-1, and like you said, improving to 3 straight.
As we see the Hat-Tricks starting lineup getting introduced to the fans here at Danbury Ice Arena tonight. However, with the good, and there was plenty of good, and we're going to talk a lot about that during the broadcast. 5 power play goals, 4 goals in under 3 minutes there in the second period. The one negative to come out of it happened late in the second period. Johnny Ruiz was leveled on a high hit by Intermission, and under his own power, he was able to leave the ice. But Johnny did sustain an injury, undisclosed injury. He will not be in the lineup tonight, and after this weekend, we're not sure what his status is going to be just yet. But Johnny Ruiz, you talk about Mr. Danbury hockey. His presence is going to be missed both on the bench and on the ice and in the dressing room tonight.
Yeah, it goes without saying how much Johnny means to this franchise. Of course, it was a really kind of a high hit there that Michigan laid on Ruiz, and as a result, Michigan suspended for this game tonight. But Ruiz will be missed, and it's next man up. Jordan Crom will fill in on the first line for the Hat-Tricks to center alongside Welsh and Legkov there.
And Connor Craig will draw into the lineup. He was a healthy scratch last night, so Connor Craig will be in the lineup. And the good news is, with Johnny Ruiz, we chatted with him before the game. He's here in the building, and he's here to cheer on his teammates tonight. And right now we will break for our national anthem. That is a pretty awesome rendition of our national anthem. Great job by the middle schoolers who take us to the puck drop tonight as the Hat-Tricks have won 3 in a row. Meanwhile, the Watertown Wolves, they have lost 4 in a row, so teams heading in opposite directions. One team looking to get on track, the other team looking to stay on a roll. Your starting lineups for the Watertown Wolves up front. They will go with Igor Filipov, Darian Benchich, and Boston Bird. On defense will be Dylan Gutierrez and the veteran Dustin Henning. And in goal is the rookie, Matt Lenz, who came in off the bench in relief in last night's loss for them. Meanwhile, for the Danbury Hat-Tricks, up front, left to right, it's Austin Belfay, Noah Robinson, and Jake Raleigh. And on defense are Justin Mavali and Trey Delury. And in goal, starting on consecutive nights, is the 22-year-old from Whitby, Ontario, Sebastian Reeser. In 2 starts this season, he is 2-0-0 with the 2.00 goals against, a .953 save percentage. He stopped 31 of 32 shots last night.
Yeah, and don't forget, in his first game for the Hat-Tricks, 50 saves against Indiana, and that first win in that series to really start the turnaround. First win of the season back in Indiana last weekend, and he looked fantastic last night, really standing on his head even after giving up the first goal, and didn't need to do too much when the offense puts up 7 goals.
Yeah, the young goalies, a pair of rookie goalies for the Danbury hat trick, Sebastian Rizar and Christian Wong Ramos. They've won the last 3 games. In fact, the only 3 games that they've started. You know, the hat tricks began the season with 4 consecutive losses. And then the rookies came in, got their opportunity, and each have played very, very well so far.
Yeah, both signed on October 23rd ahead of that road series against Indiana, and both of them looked really solid and have really infused some life into the hat trick's defense.
So Rizar is in goal to our left. The hat tricks wearing the home black uniforms trimmed in orange and white. And they will skate left to right. And the Watertown Wolves skating from right to left. Road whites, trimmed in blue and maroon. Noah Robinson steps into the circle against Boston Bird. And the puck is dropped. We are underway Saturday night hockey at the Danbury Ice Arena. Watertown Wolves control, flip on out to center, and now they chip it in deep. Out of his net is Rizar. He fans on, boy, he tried to clear that up the wall and he fanned on it. And as such, Watertown has a takeaway here. They get back to the right point. Dustin Henning, a former Danbury hat trick, dumps it in deep. But now the hat tricks, well, they're just able to touch it on out to center. Belfay takes a hit. Legkov, who actually was in the starting lineup. It was 91, not 61 in the starting lineup. So he was on right wing to start out, not Raleigh. Here's an intercept by Connor Craig. He's over the blue line on left wing into the offensive zone. Good poke check by Dustin Henning. And Watertown comes away with the puck. That's PJ Demetrio now, skating out of his own end and dishing up left wing. Connor Craig, aggressive on the forecheck, causes a turnover. So the hat tricks take it away. Harwell just on the ice to Craig, left wing, and he puts one on net, and a good save there by Lentz right away, just 65 seconds into the first period.
Yeah, Craig, nice instant impact, inserted into the lineup. Playing forward tonight, usually a defenseman, playing fourth line center. Good job getting it out of his skates and getting a shot on net.
Yeah, Connor Craig has been a defenseman throughout his young career. He was a rookie last year for the HV Venom. Face-off win here by Watertown. They pitch one high in the air and bought back on out to center. Bouncing puck. Having trouble with it here. Boy, Danbury aggressive on the forecheck, and they cause a misfire. Force Watertown into a misfire on the pass, and it comes all the way down the ice. So we get a whistle for an icing and a face-off to the left of Matt Lentz. Lentz is a 26-year-old from Calgary, a rookie. He has lost his 2 decisions so far, but a tidy 2.97 goals against average and a .935 save percentage. He stopped all 15 shots he faced after replacing Brandon Colgan in the nets last night. That was in the third period. Hat-tricks control offensive zone. Legkov sends a pass off a stick, looking for LaBelle. LaBelle swing and a miss there. On the night they play Game 7 of the World Series in Toronto, LaBelle wouldn't have helped either team there with that swing and a miss.
Definitely one eye on that game.
LaBelle's got the puck now at center. He plays catch with Christo. Right wing feed, Legkov over the blue line. He drops it off. Shot on net by Josh Newberg, and it's kicked out of there. Right pad save by Matt Lentz. And the puck comes out of the zone, so the veteran Josh Newberg with a good scoring opportunity right away.
A good combination there between Newberg and Legkov. Legkov, who was all over the place last night. His name all over the score sheet, and they're combining with number 16.
Now, the 21-year-old is a player to watch and a player on the rise in this league. We'll touch on his play as of late. He has been terrific. Watertown gains the blue line offensive zone. Chase DeBari sends one towards the net, and it's tipped just wide there. Never got through to the goaltender. Here's a centering feed in front between the circles, intercepted by Kendurka, but he loses it on the rush at the Watertown blue line. Now a takeaway by Kendurka. He's checked from behind. Puck rolls to left wing, slapped towards the net, and off the side of the net by Joshua Tomasi. A long shot here, knocked down in front. Bandurka is on it, knocked into the wall. Loose puck, Noah Robinson pokes it up ahead towards the goal line into the corner. Bandurka will head to a change. He's replaced by Belfay. 4 or 5 players come together. Puck loose behind the net. Chase Dabari takes a hit. Delury pinching in deep. And the back pass to the right point goes off the stick and back to center. Legkov got to keep his head up there. He just took a hard hit from number 77, Ian McDonald. Legkov is okay. Watertown with the puck. Quick outlet, right wing ahead of the field. A little too far on the pass to Filipov. 4 players now come together behind the Danbury goal line. Far corner, Josh LaBelle goes down after a hit. Now Watertown sets it up. Shot on net and a blocker save. Kicked right out of there. Darian Benchish with the hard high shot. But it was Resar seeing it all the way. Takeaway here by Mabali. Passes up left wing to Jake Raleigh. Raleigh cuts towards the net. Got double, triple teamed really. Can't get a shot on net. Now here's a shot towards the net. And a good tip by Raleigh and an even better save by Lenz. And again with the puck in the offensive zone, Danbury able to get fresh legs on the ice, get a partial change. Boy, they have been ferocious on the forecheck to begin this one.
They're really aggressive to start here, now pinning him along the boards behind Lenz's net.
Somebody went down, and boy, another set of fresh legs comes out. Jordan Crom is now on the ice. Here's Raleigh. Passes left wing over the blue line. Harwell back out, shot wide of the net. That was a clean look there by Crom, and then he banks it in. There's a heads-up play, and the Hat-Tricks have taken a 1-0 lead.
How about Jordan Crom there, Jim? Following up the shot. We thought the play was over. And you see it in the corner, tied up. And as the puck finally comes out of the scrum, you can see it still pinned back there.
It looks like he banked it in off Lenz. And the Hat-Tricks have taken a 1-0 lead on Crom's second of the season. Now Legkov is knocked down over the blue line. Here comes Welch. And he stripped of the puck as well. And that one is knocked down at the blue line. But taking the puck is Watertown. They skate out the other way. Centering feed in front. Demetrio couldn't get a stick to it. And the Hat-Tricks out. Trouble getting the puck out of their own end. Good job by Watertown. They can't get a shot off. And here come the Hat-Tricks knocking it out to center. That one is dumped in. Played there by Resar. Oh, bad bounce, bad connection with the defenseman Movale. That one almost caught Danbury. Here's a shot high and wide as Watertown comes in. Flying was Cole Willett. Danbury just wants to get the puck out of their own end, and they will. The puck will slide all the way down to the Wolves' end, and the Hat-Tricks will get a full 5-man change. Well, that was a scary exchange there between goalie and defenseman.
Yeah, and Resar had the one earlier, too, at the first minute of the game, so a couple scary looks there around the trapezoid.
Cole Willett's back on the puck for Watertown. They trail 1-0, 6:12 into this first period. Hat-Tricks again aggressive on the forecheck, and they take the puck away as it came over center. Here's Bandurka over the blue line, and his shot on net, knocked down, puck loose, score! A scrum in front, and it's Josh Newberg, his first of the season, 2-0 Danbury.
And again, it's the Hat-Tricks cleaning up in front. Lenz spilled the shot there from the point, and it'll just trickle through, maybe through the 5-hole there. And Newberg makes it 2 for the Hat-Tricks. Early on, no signs of stopping after last night's explosion on offense. Not even 10 minutes in.
Yeah, Danbury was shut out over the first 20 minutes of the game last night. They were trailing 1-0 into the first intermission. They erupted for 4 goals in the second, scored 3 more in the third, and there we are, less than 7 minutes into this game. They've got 2 goals already. But here comes Watertown the other way, and we're going to get a fight here. The veteran Dustin Henning is going to go at it with Joshua Tomasi. Tomasi on the receiving end of several blows from Henning. Henning just raining right hands, and down goes Tomasi. I think Tomasi only got maybe one punch off in that fight. 41-year-old Dustin Henning, a former Danbury hat-trick defenseman. Boy, he got that right hand free, and he landed a string, maybe a dozen punches in that fight.
Yeah, Henning still looking young as ever. Definitely not looking 41. Maybe a tactical move there. Just go to the penalty box, spark some energy for the Wolves, who not a lot going on for them as we hit the under 15-minute media timeout.
So we'll take a break. Hat-Tricks lead it 2-0. This is Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey.
Head over to TK's American Cafe on White Street for 80 different wing flavors and good times. With 30 flat-screen televisions and free Wi-Fi, we're the perfect spot to catch the game or enjoy a night out. Visit tksamericancafe.com for more information. TK's American Cafe. Make sure to try our hat-trick flavor. When life brings legal challenges, trust Chipman, Mizuko, and Emerson. From business law and real estate to estate planning and litigation, our experienced attorneys are here to guide you every step of the way. Proudly serving clients across Fairfield County and Western Connecticut. Learn more at danburylaw.com. Nothing freshens like an ice-cold Coca-Cola. From classic Coke to a wide variety of sparkling and still drinks, we've got something for everyone. Learn more at Coke.
Jim Cerny, Patrick Grudberg with you from Danbury Ice Arena. A lot of action already. Just 7 minutes into this game. Hat-Tricks lead it 2-0. We just had our first fight of the night. Well, first, I'm assuming something there by saying first. Legkov in the offensive zone sends one in front for the Hat-Tricks. Intercepted there and cleared out the other way by the Watertown Wolves. Long shot towards the net, blockered out of there by Resar. And the Hat-Tricks back in their own end are on it. And this one is sent down the length of the ice. Icing waved off. Must have hit a Watertown stick. And we'll get you all the official scoring. We know that Crom and Newberg are the goal scorers, as that's a long shot on net. Resar gloves it, gets the whistle, and then flying in was Zachary Ross. And he put his stick into the Danbury hat-trick goalie. And he's hearing it from Harwell after the whistle. It was clearly after the whistle. And Ross skated by, put his stick into the glove. No penalty, but you better believe Harwell just took notice of it.
I'm surprised we didn't see fight number 2 right there with these two teams.
And off the face-off, Hat-Tricks chip to center. Watertown sends it right back in. Long pass up ahead to Raleigh on right wing, off his stick into the offensive zone. Watertown unable to clear, kept in by Delury. Delury winds it around the net. Watertown all kinds of trouble. They have not handled Danbury's forecheck well at all. And finally, Watertown comes together to center, excuse me. And now they'll shoot in. That's Ross shooting in. From left wing, out of his net is Resar. Again, misplaying the puck behind his net. Then Delury tried to send it back the other way, and it went off a stick and over the glass into the netting. But Delury now having a conversation with Resar, the goalie. Again, miscommunication between the goalie and his defenseman.
Yeah, we didn't see a lot of that last night, so a bit surprised there. But Resar's been solid in net in terms of the save department, so sees a deflected shot there.
And here come the Hat-Tricks to center. Headman feed. Here's Legkov. Gets behind the D. Legkov is in. Backhand shot. Save. What a pad save by Lentz along the goal line. Oh, my goodness, what a save. But what a move by Alexander Legkov.
You see the speed there from Legkov. He showed it all last night. He's been flying down the rink and tried to put a little Peter Forsberg there, go right to left and throw it back to the left of Lenz. But look at the goalie staying strong, not falling back into his net, and keeping this at 2.
Yeah, that was crazy. Legkov leads the team in scoring with 11 points in 7 games. Hat-tricks win the face-off, roll a pass behind the net. Welch got to it. His backhand centering feed, though, was knocked down off a Wolf's stick. And let's see here. Puck went over the glass. Josh LaBelle says that should be a minor for delay of game, and it will be. Josh LaBelle would make himself a good referee or linesman. He was all over that one.
Good eye there from Josh. Now power play getting ready for the hat tricks that was so efficient and so prolific last night. Really sparked the comeback.
So the power play comes at 8:39. Hat-trick scored 5 power play goals in the win last night. They are 9 for 47, good for 19.1% on the season. That is 6th best in the 14-team FPHL.
They came into last night at 10%, so a 9% spike, don't see that too often.
Yeah, no, only early in the season and only when you get a five-goal performance. So hat-tricks on the power play here. Let's see what they can do, leading 2-0. They win a battle for the puck behind the goal line, but misfire on the pass, so Josh LaBelle will come back for it. And the 6'6" defenseman now being hounded from behind. So some good work here by Watertown being aggressive on the penalty kill. That's Ryder knocking the puck down at the Danbury blue line. And now Ledkov with speed whirls out of his own zone. Red line, blue line. Oh, a hip check there sends Ledkov flying. And we're going to get our second fight of this first period. Hard to see from our angle who jumped in to the defense of Alexander Ledkov.
I mean, Jim, he was corkscrewed there. It looked like a quarterback running for his life, getting hit over the middle. And Ledkov's a big guy.
Yeah, it's Kandurka that came to his defense. So I did not see a referee's arm go up after the initial hit. And I'd like to see, if we have a replay, I'd love to see it because to the naked eye, it looked like a good hip check. But it's so fast, and Ledkov's moves so fast, it's hard to say if there's a penalty, if there should be a penalty on the original hit or not. But certainly Danbury did not like it as Caden Kandurka came in to the defense of his teammate.
And rightfully so. And how about a good way for Kandurka to make a good impression in his fourth game with the team. Stepping up for Ledkov.
So we'll see. There are a lot of possibilities here. You would think Kandurka, if there are fighting majors, because we have not seen, oh yeah, somebody just went into the Wolf penalty box. So we're still trying to figure it out. Well, we're trying to figure it out. The linesman and the referee are still trying to figure it out. Explaining it to Josh LaBelle. So let's see if this negates the Danbury power play. I believe Darian Benchich is, yeah, so Benchich was
serving the initial
right
penalty there for the delay of game.
For the delay of game.
He's got 1:22 left on that one. And now it's going to be 4-on-4 for a little bit here.
LaBelle blocks a shot. And on the rebound, Filipov's shot. Right pad save by Resar. And skating out 2 against 3. Josh LaBelle puts a long shot on net. And that one is stopped by Lenz, and he'll get a whistle. So Patrick's going to do the yeoman's work here and try and figure out what the penalties are. But indeed, the hat-trick power play is negated, short-circuited, as they took the extra penalty there. Caden Kandurka. Hat-tricks lead it 2-0. Long slap shot here is blocked, comes out all the way down the ice. Resar whips it around the far boards. Resar is knocked to the ice, and we're going to get another penalty. Hat-trick's trying to get some retribution here on P.J. Demetrio. Resar shaken up. You're not going to get away with that.
No, that's the cardinal sin in hockey. Do not mess with the goalie. And even if you're just giving him a little touch, that was a full-on hit. And way out of his net. Resar now down, getting some medical attention. You see the replay here. Just tried to clear it to the opposite side along the half wall and cleared out there by Demetrio. A big hit after he had released the puck. So
that's not going to fly. And right now, Resar, the rookie goalie, is still down on all fours. He has moved from the corner towards his crease, towards the blue paint. And the trainer's checking him out there. And we also see Christian Wong Ramos off the bench, stretching in front of the Danbury hat-trick bench.
And Wong Ramos, as Resar gets a standing ovation from the crowd. Jim, Wong Ramos already started a game last weekend in the win on Sunday night. It looks like Resar is going to stay in.
And Wong Ramos, he's warmed up. He's actually shouting out to Resar right now from the bench. One goalie supporting another. So the Hat-tricks now will be on a 4-on-3 power play. So a lot of open ice for 31 seconds. Then for 22 seconds, we'll be back to 4-on-4. And then for a minute 7, assuming nothing else happens, no more penalties, we will have another, or a resumption, if you will, of a hat-trick power play.
After a relatively clean game for FPHL standards last night, Jim, definitely a chippy one to start, not even 10 minutes in.
And again, we should point out, we talked about it in the open, Michigan, of Watertown was suspended by the FPHL for one game for his high hit, an illegal hit to the head of hat-trick captain Johnny Ruiz last night. So there could be a little bit of fallout from that as well.
Definitely when you go after Ruiz, Mr. Hat-trick, going to have some people hunting after you in game 2.
So the Hat-trick's on the power play. Josh LaBelle's at the blue line, right wing. His pass goes off a stick, comes back to LaBelle. Dishes to left wing. Here's Legkov. Legkov skates to the circle, drops it back to LaBelle. 7 seconds to go on the power play, and they score! Crom goes to the net. He's got his second goal of the night. It is 3-0 Danbury.
And it's Crom there again, cleaning up in front. 3 goals for the Hat-tricks, all been inside there, just putting away the garbage. See the shot from the point, and just an easy tap in there from Crom. Lenz spilling another rebound after a pretty decent performance when the game was well but over the end of the third period last night. Not the best start for number 30 in goal.
So now we'll be 4-on-4. Or we should be, yes. We'll be 4-on-4 after that power play goal. That is Crom's second goal of the night. Second goal in a little over 10 minutes into the game. And his third goal of the season. And for the Hat-tricks, that's 6 power play goals in their last 2.5 periods of hockey. And looks like the official wants, I believe, the music turned off because they dropped the puck. They wanted to play. And some time actually came off the clock. Oh, I see what it is. Scoreboard still has a penalty up there, meaning that it would be a power play right now for the Hat-tricks, and that's not right.
Still 4-on-4, at least we see 4 for each team, so now they're sorting it out. And now power plays back up on the arena boards.
So a great start for the Hat-tricks tonight. Saturday night hockey in Danbury, a 3-0 early lead. And off the face-off, big hit thrown there by the Hat-tricks, Drew Welsh. Now it's a 2-on-1, now 2-on-2 as Watertown gets back. Legkov has the puck roll off his stick. LaBelle gets to it, sends one down low, backhand shot by Welsh, in tight, and the save made by Lentz. Another grade A opportunity for the Hat-Tricks, who lead it 3-0. We'll take a break. This is Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey.
Looking for the best in beverage distribution? Choose DiCello Distributors. From Anheuser-Busch to local craft beers, we offer a full range of beer, cider, and non-alcoholic options. Serving New Haven, Fairfield, and Middlesex counties, we're committed to quality service and community. Visit DiCello.com to learn more. Diversified Printing Solutions is your full-service print partner in Danbury. With over 50 years of combined experience, we handle everything from graphic design and branded premiums to bindery mailing and smaller large print runs. DPS doesn't just print, we help you communicate from concept to delivery. Visit us online at dprintingsol.com. Struggling with pain or mobility issues? Turn to Hartsburg Chiropractic Health Center in Danbury. Specializing in posture correction, sports injuries, sciatica, arthritis, and more, our patients rave about personalized care and lasting results. Visit hartsburgchiropractic.com to schedule your consultation.
Well, we are back here at the Danbury Ice Arena, where the Danbury Hat-Tricks have run out to a 3-0 lead here in the first period against the Watertown Wolves. So we've had a fight, another scrum, 3 goals, 1 on the power play. Little entertainment for your Saturday night.
Yeah, definitely for the home team. Happy to see their team scoring goals at home. They're relatively shut out on offense, first 4 of the season.
Watertown wins the faceoff in their own end. We're skating 4-on-4 for another 40 seconds. That one is sent in from right wing. Watertown's on it. Return feed, puck loose. And trying to go to the backhand there was Brad Ryder. And the puck was knocked off his stick. Now out the other way is Welsh. Welsh of Danbury cuts from the circle towards the net. And his backhand shot is denied. Pad saved by Lenz. But Hat-Tricks, Welsh, and here turning around the defenseman is Ryder, taking advantage of Tukany, who fell down. But he's unable to put the puck past him. Ryder, a 30-goal scorer in this league a couple years ago. As Legkov now tries to come to center. Puck knocked off his stick by McDonald. It's a 5-on-4 now for the Hat-Tricks. Legkov over the blue line. He shoots, and a glove save made by Lenz. Boy, that was point blank, and it looked targeted for a glove side goal right there for Legkov, but he's denied by Lenz.
Yeah, Lenz showing his quality, flashing the leather there. It was really a 4-on-1 as Kanderka came out of the box right into the play.
Face-off win by the Hat-Tricks. Connor Craig playing the right point. Feeds it over to Crom. Puts one on net, stick to side. LaBelle, left wing, pass back out to the blue line. Craig dishes right wing. Crom, return feed. Craig over to LaBelle. Now Craig straight away, snaps it on net. Save, loose puck. Watertown's got it, and they will clear.
Again, the rebound spilled out by Lenz. Not punished as the power play comes to an end. Finally, back to 5-on-5 hockey.
And we are back to 5-on-5. Again, we'll get you all the scoring and all the penalties in a bit. Try and catch up with everything as Josh LaBelle sets up behind his own net. And he's taking his time here. Nobody's rushing him out of there. So Josh says, you know what? I'm going to direct some traffic. I'm going to take my time. Now somebody chases me. Here we go. And here come the Hat-Tricks. Kanderka over the blue line. Shot, sends one in front. It actually was a pass, and Watertown's able to knock it down at center. Josh Newberg then wrists one right back in to the Watertown end. Kanderka gives chase. That one is shot wide from left wing by Newberg. Puck out to center. Boy, Josh Newberg, the 38-year-old, playing like an 18-year-old. He's all over the ice.
A couple old guys turning back the clock tonight, Henning in the fight, and now Newberg getting after it.
And trust me, Newberg not shying away from any fight if it comes his way, even at age 38, just like Henning at age 41. Two of the tougher guys in this league, veterans, FPHL veterans. Chase Tabari sends one down low. Now he puts one on net, a loose puck, and a save is made there by Resar. Out the other way come the Hat-Tricks. It's Harwell leading the rush on left wing. He is ridden off the puck, knocked to the ice. Now he's drilled into the boards. Penalty is upcoming, and here comes Justin Movali throwing punches at somebody. He was trying to get it to Barre, and the linesman picked him off there before it could get out of hand. So the original penalty will be against Chase Tabari, but Mavali is in the box as well, and we'll have to sort this one out now.
Yeah, we'll see if we get a replay of this one, but Mavali came flying in there hot, trying to defend his teammate after the hit from Tabari, who's coming off a suspension of his own. First game back from his suspension, so he'll go to the box.
Yeah, Chase Tabari just served a 2-game suspension. Second game was last night, so he's back in the lineup. A 6-year veteran of the FPHL, in his 4th season with the Watertown Wolves. So the original penalty is on Tabari. We know Mavali is in the box now as well. Mavali, of course, got into the fight earlier. Oh, excuse me, that was Tomasi. So Mavali's in the box here. It gets sorted out, or they are sorting everything out. 3-0 Danbury. Jordan Crom at 4:51, even strength from Troy Harwell and Dimitri Christo. Then at 6:27, Josh Newberg is first of the season from Josh Tomasi and Caden Kanderka. Then at 10:12 on the power play, Jordan Crom from Josh LaBelle and Alexander Legkov. So that's the scoring. Now we got to get you all the penalties. Get caught up with that. And so Mavali gets a fighting major with Dylan Gutierrez. And Chase Tabari gets a 2-minute minor for checking from behind. As off the face-off, shot goes off a stick and up into the netting. So on what we were given, we must be missing a penalty because it's right now we see 4 players on each side. So that means Mavali must have gotten an extra 2. In any case, Watertown wins the face-off. We are skating 4-on-4, centering feet sent on net. And Resar will glove it and get the whistle. I got to tell you, there is a lot going on in this first period.
Already looks like 8 penalties in the first 15 minutes or so.
Including a couple fights already.
3 goals for the hat tricks.
So the face-off to the left of Resar. Watertown wins it. This one is sent towards the net. Through a screen. Resar kicked out the right pad, but I don't think he touched it. LaBelle's got the puck here. He is knocked to the ice. No penalty. Ryder knocked him down. Now Ryder takes a hit from behind from Belfay. And somebody just got dumped. Puck back out to Gill from the left point. Shot tip. What a save! What a save by Resar. He knocked it up into the air and on top of his net. What a reaction by Resar.
And you don't see that very often. Kind of a looping puck. You see the shot from Gill there from the point. And I think it deflected off a hat trick. And look at that. With the stick there. Just pop it up over the net like a goalie in soccer out for a corner kick. But wow.
Yeah, Gill's had himself a nice season, 7 points in 7 games. In fact, he's Watertown's leading point producer. And he almost snuck one through there. Great reaction by Resar. That's a hat trick skate to center, headman feed. Here's Legkov. Legkov with speed, he's in, backhand shot. And he tried that same move again, tried to tuck it in. As he cut to his left, tried to tuck it back to his right. And Len stayed with him, and for the second time in the first period, made an almost identical save on an identical shot attempt.
Yeah, I think Lenz was ready for that one. Didn't slide too much on the second try. But Legkov, very creative, you can see.
Face-off to Lenz's left. Watertown, another face-off win. They've done a good job on the face-off so far in this first period. Henning sends this one all the way down the ice. I thought that one might get waved off. It took forever to get down the ice. But indeed, the hat tricks touch up, and this is an icing. So we got 46 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey ahead of us. Hat-trick's a 3-0 lead. Boy, they have exploded offensively. In their 3-game winning streak, they're outscoring the opposition 22-5. That included a 9-1 win in Indiana last Sunday and a 7-1 win yesterday against Watertown. As the Hat-tricks take the puck away at center, but then give it right back up. Demetrio just blindly sends one into the Hat-tricks end, and that's picked off easily by Delury. Now Delury patiently waits with the puck and passes back behind his own net, setting things up with Ian Tukane, who outlets right wing to Ledkop. Here's Ledkop. He's behind the D again. Walks in, shoots, and scores. Oh, my goodness. Ledkop can absolutely fly.
I mean, the wheels on Ledkov are astounding there. And it looks like he set that one up because we'd seen the last couple times try to go back to the backhand, those two on Lens, and we'll see it here. Just skates right past the defender. And instead of going backhand, goes back to the forehand and has plenty of room to tuck it home and make it 4-0 Hat-tricks.
Unreal. He has had 3 clean breakaways where he was even with the defender. And as soon as he got the puck, he blew past them and had a breakaway. And he's 1 for 3 so far. And
what an addition he has been. You know, he spent camp down in the SPHL with Macon, but Coach Bierchen more than happy to have him, and I think so are the Hat-tricks faithful here at the DIA.
So the lead is up to 4-0 for Danbury. They've got the puck in their own end. Noah Robinson, backhand pass at center, knocked down. And now Danbury is offside. So the Hat-tricks lead at 4-0. We'll take a break. This is Danbury Hat-tricks hockey.
Recover with confidence at Hat City Physical Therapy. Personalized care for sports injuries, post-surgical rehabilitation, and chronic conditions. As the official PT provider for the Danbury Hat-tricks, we specialize in advanced treatments like dry needling, cupping, and KT taping. Visit us online at hatcityphysicaltherapy.com to schedule a consultation. Serving handcrafted drinks, Cash and Live Coffee Creations combine flavor, creativity, and community in every cup. Visit us online at cashandlivecoffee.com or check us out in the Danbury Ice Arena. Cash and Live Coffee Creations, where every sip tells a story. Make your stay comfortable at La Quinta Inn and Suites by Wyndham Danbury. With spacious rooms, free breakfast, and modern amenities, we've got everything you need to relax and recharge. Conveniently located in Danbury, we're perfect for business or leisure travel. Book your stay today at wyndhamhotels.com/La Quinta.
Wow. Jim Cerny, Patrick Robert here. We have seen a crazy start to this one. It has been all Hat-tricks. They lead at 4-0. They win in another faceoff. Caden Kanderka with the puck on right wing, offensive zone in the corner. And that puck is knocked off his stick by Demetrio. Now loose behind the net. Noah Robinson goes to work for Danbury. Some good work there. Wins the puck back out to the right point. Shot through a screen and a pad save. Loose puck in the slot, chipped towards the net. Went off the stick. That was Robinson taking the shot. And now the Wolves will clear one out to center. And Belfay is back on the puck for Danbury. 4 goals on 16 shots to start this game for the Hat-tricks. As that one is slapped in off a linesman who literally put his hands up and said, "What are you doing to me?" Watertown's losing 4-0. Now they're losing their relationship, ruining their relationship with the linesman.
A 3-on-2 here, maybe.
Now Hat-tricks go for a change, but still a breaking in backhand shot and a score. Ledkop scores again. He makes something out of nothing.
Again, just half the space there. Entering the zone from the left side, just cutting right through the slot, right down Broadway. On his backhand, put a lot of pace on that one, getting it up off his stick. And you want to talk about an offensive explosion. This is similar to the second period last night, except we still have 40-plus minutes of hockey to play.
Ledkov now has 2 goals and 1 assist in this first period. And Brandon Colgan will replace the rookie goaltender, Matt Lenz, who heads to the bench, and he's probably okay with that, Patrick. That was not a pretty under 20 minutes of play there by goaltender Matt Lenz. Watertown chips one in off a stick into the offensive zone. Filipov delivers a big hit on Delury, but Delury winds it around the boards. On the far side, Noah Robinson. No, that's Mavali. Puck knocked down off his stick. Watertown takes it towards the net, and a loose puck in the slot is gobbled up by Rizar, who, by the way, got an assist, a secondary assist on Ledkov's first goal at 15:07. So they credited LaBelle with the primary assist, and Rizar his first professional assist for the Danbury hat-trick goaltender.
Doing everything, making stops, now tabbing an assist to his name. Only faced 8 shots on goal so far as we head towards the end of the first period, but it's looked strong so far.
Ledkov entered play, tied for 5th in the league in scoring with 11 points. He already has 3 in the first period. Here's a shot towards the net, fought off by Rizar, and on the rebound, he kicks out the pad and makes a second save. So Watertown still being held off the board here. They keep it in. Ross sends one down deep. Now a centering feed. Backhanded away by Harwell. Loose puck, and Harwell's on this one, and he's able to clear. That was Movali with the primary assist on the second Ledkov goal. And now he's back playing D. Hawking his man. Gill's got it at the blue line, sends one towards the net. Another good pad save by Sebastian Rizar. Watertown's on the puck. They center in front. Knocked down and cleared by the Danbury hat-tricks.
A quick change for the hat-trick. Some fresh bodies on.
Chris Corrigan's over the blue line. Dishes left wing. Shot here blocked. Nicholas Snyder on left wing. Had his shot blocked. And here comes Ledkov outletting. It's a 3-on-3. Harwell over the blue line left wing. Pushed into the wall. Crom joins the mix as well. Harwell goes down hard. Might have hit his head on the ice. He is slow to get up, but he remains on the play, and now he slowly skates off the ice as the hat-tricks shoot one in. So the hat-tricks go for a full change. Watertown scoots up left wing. Here's Demetrio, and the Wolves are offside with 1:16 remaining here in the first period. Mentioned in the open that this is the first or the second of 6 straight games between these teams. So you think hostilities are high tonight. Can you imagine by the time you get to games 3 and 4 next weekend, or 5 and 6 the weekend after?
I mean, these two teams are going to know each other's credit card numbers by the end of this. They're going to be very familiar with each other, and plenty of time to stir up some fights.
Yeah. Familiarity breeds contempt, right? Here's Chase Tavari. Red line, blue line, right wing shot, glove down. Rizar's on it. He has been very sharp in this first period. In fact, the only thing you can say about Rizar where you're like, is some of his puck handling behind the goal line. But in front of the goal line, in front of the goal in the blue paint, boy, does he look good.
Yeah, happy not to give up any turnovers or any dangerous chances on those giveaways. But like you said, has been smooth otherwise.
Loose puck in the slot, taken away. Here comes Ledkov leading the rush again to Welsh. Welsh right wing over the blue line, and his pass went off a stick and rolled all the way from just inside the blue line all the way on net. And it was gloved down there by Colgan. Now Colgan had a rough night last night in this building, allowed 7 goals on 36 shots over 44 minutes and 39 seconds before mercifully Coach Justin Coachman took him out of the game. And he's right back in there in the first period here after Matt Lentz got pulled, allowing 5 goals on, I believe it was 18 shots. Danbury with the puck in the offensive zone, a loss there by Crom. And here comes Watertown the other way. 3-on-3, Danbury skates to his left, and his shot goes off a Danbury stick wide of the mark. Crom is on it there. He's got 2 goals in this game already, and he'll just dump one in and head for a change. 25 seconds remain in the first period. With speed, here's Ryder over the blue line. Puck went off a Danbury stick. 12 seconds go in the period. Pass behind the net. Ryder now shoved into the near wall. Puck squirts free, and along the wall it is, touched out by Tomasi. Kanderka then up ahead, and the buzzer will sound. And a standing ovation for the Danbury hat-tricks. That was a heck of a first period for the home team, was it not, Patrick?
Yep, 5-0 after the first period. You know, on track to even break the 7 goals they put on last night. And who's to say they can't do more? How about 8? How about 9? We'll see in the last 40 minutes. But really, for Watertown, I don't know how much you can say. Just try to keep showing some energy, try to break through that forecheck that the hat-tricks have showed since the first couple minutes, but a lopsided one for sure. Yeah,
and the thing is, it's the forecheck for sure. The forecheck, I think, has been, outstanding. We've talked about it several times in the first period. But Watertown cannot keep up with the speed, certainly, of Legkov. But the hat-tricks are routinely just breaking in on the rush. So they're outletting from their own end, and then they skate through the neutral zone untouched with speed. And yes, it's Legkov with all the breakaways, but it's Welsh as well. Other guys showing their speed, and Watertown just can't keep up with that pace.
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of those individual efforts along with just the team working together to break into the zone. And it's looked like slicing through hot butter through that Watertown defense, but we'll see if they have any answers in the second period. We'll go to break here, Jim, and we'll be back for the second period in a little bit.
Yep, so it's Danbury Hat-Tricks 5, the Watertown Wolves nothing. This is Danbury Hat-Tricks hockey.
Hey, Hat-Tricks fans, the wait is almost over. We're just 2 days away from the season opener from right here inside the Danbury Ice Arena. Currently, we are in our Fairfield County Bank Premium Suites. I'm the Hat-Tricks broadcaster, Doug Latuca, alongside the new head coach, John Bierchen. John, well, let's just address the elephant in the room. Last year didn't end the way that the Hat-Tricks wanted, the flag plant at center ice. What should fans expect Friday night here at the DIA?
Before we get started, I think we need to present something that's long overdue, Doug. Can I see this? Doug, congratulations on your Broadcaster of the Year award last year. We know that you've been waiting for your trophy presentation from the league. And here you go.
Wow. This is really impressive. Was this a you and Lexi special?
It came from the league.
Yeah, I mean, look at the attention to detail here. That beautiful headshot. This is, you know what? This is going right on the mantle. It's going to go right here for the show.
This is on brand here.
That looks good.
Can we see this before we continue?
That looks really good. Are we centered with the award? We got to move it over. John's shoulder is cutting it off.
Yeah, we'll get angled here.
We're looking good. Thank you, Lexi, for lining us up. So thank you for the award. I appreciate that. And thank you to the FPHL.
Congratulations. We have the number one broadcaster in the league, so you need to be showcased here.
Thank you. Last year's number one broadcaster of the year. We'll try to run it back again this year. Why not? So thank you for the presentation. Thank you to the league for the award, of course, and all the other broadcasters and some of the front office personnel in the league. But here we go, 2025-26 season. You're here Friday night. Fans have been reaching out to us all summer long. What are you going to do? How are you going to respond? So what are we looking at?
It was one of the first things that I heard about when I got hired. I think I've mentioned this before, that usually you talk contracts or when you're arriving. And it was one of the first things that I heard about was we got to handle this situation. So, I mean, there's a 60-minute game, and It could happen at the beginning. It could happen in the middle. Some of it depends on when Matt Graham is going to want it to happen. So for those who don't know, kind of the way that it operates is the visiting team has to give their starting lineup to us first, and then we can just decide who we want to start based on what they have put down. So, it could be at the beginning. It could be, later on in the game, but it's a 60-minute game, and it'll happen at some point.
Would you say there's one particular player or a couple of players that you have tapped or mentioned to that could be in the middle of some things once that puck drops, whenever that may be?
I think there's many people that have some regrets from the way that it ended and would like to handle it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think there's a few people motivated to handle their business this weekend.
It's a pretty good promo for Friday and Saturday night here at the Danbury Ice Arena. John, training camp here with the Hat-Tricks. It's been 2-3 weeks now. You've gotten the players here. You've gone through some drills, figuring out the roster, the personnel. What have been some overall takeaways? How have you fit in here in Danbury?
It's been parts of training camp have been slow because we've had to do a lot of teaching, but I think the guys are doing a good job of really trying to just soak it up and learn. And I'm really interested to see how it is on Friday and Saturday. We have a lot of new staff members as well, so that always makes it challenging. And we've spent a lot of hours as, staff and players together just trying to get on the same page. So I'm very interested to see how it turns out. But I feel like we're as prepared as we're going to be, so we're all excited for Friday.
Typically, a new coaching staff can lean on some of the leaders in the locker room, a guy like Johnny Ruiz, who has been here since the inaugural season with the Hat-Tricks, and then a guy like Josh LaBelle, who's now entering his third year in Danbury. What have some of those leaders, the guys with the letters on their chest, meant in terms of this transition period?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because, it's not too many times you have a former coach now playing back on the team, but we have that in Johnny Ruiz, and he's been phenomenal the entire time since I've been hired. He's really been a shoulder to kind of lean on and just kind of educate me on things that go on behind the scenes and different situations in the league. And so he couldn't have been a better person and leader throughout. Him and his wife Taylor invited us, my family, over, and we had a very nice night together. So he's been very supportive and very helpful. So it's great to have somebody like that leading in the locker room. With Josh LaBelle, he's a character. He keeps it light, and he always keeps us on his toes, but he's being challenged right now by Jesse Swanson for best talker on the team.
Yeah, I think those all kind of figure themselves out in the first few weeks. Those superlatives, class clown, loudest in the locker room, all those types of things will figure themselves out. LaBelle has led the way, I would say, as class clown for the last 2 seasons, but Swanson, 6'8", big guy, big personality. I've only interacted with him a couple of times, and he's already towering over everybody and making his presence felt.
I'm sure he will do that on Friday night as well.
There you go. Friday night, be here at the Danbury Ice Arena. Also, another question mark for the Hat-Tricks this year will be in between the pipes. Connor McCullum, the starter of the last 2 seasons, co-MVP last year with Johnny Ruiz no longer with the team. Hat-Tricks carried 5 goaltenders into training camp. That has now dwindled down. Do you have a plan a couple days ahead of opening day who might be the starting goaltender for this year?
We have basically tomorrow's practice. So as of this recording on Wednesday afternoon, we have one more practice and then a morning skate on Friday. So everyone is still here has done a very good job, but I think it's going to be a tough decision for AJ and MJ and I. But whoever ends up in the net, we are confident that they will be able to lead us to victory this weekend.
Hat-Tricks have had a little bit of instability at the top over the last few seasons after Billy McCreary was here for the majority of the beginning of this franchise. Then, of course, it was Kyle Gonzalez, Johnny Ruiz last year with Matt Voidy helping out, and now you're here as the new head coach for this team. When we ask this question at the beginning of the year, we get a lot of the same answers. A lot of our fans know what Danbury hockey is, what the history is like with AJ and the Trashers, and then all the way through the years. But for your style, for your team, what are you trying to accomplish here with the hat tricks going into this year?
Well, with AJ coming back and having a prominent role as GM, I think we're both on the same page that if you were to have the Danbury Trashers playing in the year 2025, that's the style of play that we're going to have. Now, back then there was maybe a little bit more fighting. Some of the stuff after the whistle, even some stuff, during the play that just isn't acceptable anymore. But if you were to see like an evolution and a 2025 version of the Danbury Trashers, I think that's the style of play we're going to have. So, we really like the way the Florida Panthers play in the NHL with their, they skate a lot, they forecheck a lot, the way that they're forechecking. They have a lot of players that are just annoying out there, and we have a lot of guys that can kind of play that role too. So it's not as much fighting as there was 20 years ago, but that annoying rats on the ice type mentality that is still there. So I think you would just see a modern day version of the Trashers if they were still around.
Your relationship with AJ, of course, he was a senior advisor last year to the then general manager, Matt Voidy. Now he steps back into the GM chair for the first time since he was a teenager back with the Trashers. How has your relationship been over the last month or so since you've gotten the job?
I've been extremely impressed with AJ. Everyone asks me about him, and I say he is exactly the way you see him on the documentary. But I think that's, one of AJ's strengths is he is just a very authentic person. And, what you see is what you get, whether it's on a Netflix documentary or just in private, in his office talking. So I have to give AJ a lot of credit. He puts in the work. He does a lot of research. And, it's not any really different that he said on the documentary. And he is always extremely prepared every time we have a meeting, whether it's about lines or individual players or style of play or other teams in the league. So we have always been on the same page, like since day one. And that's always, that's a hard relationship to kind of find and a hard chemistry to find. And it's been very enjoyable that, we kind of see things the same way. And I think that's only going to show on the ice.
Friday night will be your first game behind the bench for the Danbury Hat-Tricks. I'm sure you've seen the videos. I'm sure you've heard from fans, companies that you visited over the last couple of weeks, anybody really that you've run into here at the Danbury Ice Arena about this atmosphere. What are you looking forward to most about the opener?
Just experiencing it. I've heard it's very unique and special, which is not words that you hear very often when you talk about, an environment inside a stadium. You'll always hear like, oh, they're passionate and they're loud and this, but unique is not a word that you hear very often. And that's a word, unique and special, that I hear almost every time. So I'm just looking forward to experiencing it.
What can be different about coaching in the FPHL compared to overseas where you were for the majority, or at least the last couple of seasons?
I'm sure the physicality will be a lot higher. So the ice is smaller, so that will, increase the speed a little bit because there's less areas on the ice to hide. But then there obviously is more hitting and stuff. So it'll be interesting on opening night to get to experience that again, but I am looking forward to it.
I mentioned a little bit of the marketing that you had already done with some of our sponsors, some of the companies over the last week or so that you've tried to get acquainted with. You've done a great job so far building some proposals, putting together some ideas in the office before the puck is even dropped. So I'm just going to let you give your best marketing pitch for Friday and Saturday night at the DIA opening night. I'll give you the microphone and let you go.
Well, I'll start off by saying that if you are in need of any interesting marketing ideas, we have come up with some very good ones. We like to be engaging and interactive. So if you are looking to get customers into your business, whether it's to purchase things or look at things, we are the crew to do it. We are very engaging and entertaining, so if you need any help with that, please come and see us. But Friday night's going to be great. There will be a lot of fireworks at some point, and there's going to be a lot of energy because it is opening night for many of us. It's been months since it ended. I lost in the first round in Austria. These guys lost in the first round here, so I know we're all excited to get back going. So we look forward to seeing everyone Friday night, 7:30? 7:30. Here at the Danbury Ice Arena. And let's go. Rabbits, baby.
Rabbits, baby. There we go. We're still teaching him. He's still getting it. Rabbits, baby, as you all know. Summer's finally over. Hockey is back this Friday night, 7:30 puck drop against the Port Huron Prowlers.
We are back at the Danbury Ice Arena. Jim Cerny and Patrick Grudberg with you. A wild first 20 minutes of hockey. Here at the Danbury Ice Arena, hat-trick scored 5 times in the first 20 minutes, and they have a 5-0 lead as we get set for the second period against the Watertown Wolves. This after a 7-1 drubbing by the hat-tricks over the Wolves last night. So you can imagine Justin Coachman not too happy in that Watertown Wolf locker room in between periods. The flip side, John Burchin and company pretty happy with this team. Not a lot to be unhappy about if you're the hat-tricks.
Yeah, winning 12-1 overall so far through 4 periods. I don't really know what Coach Beerton's going to say in the locker room. They've done everything so well. The offense is flowing, cutting through the defense so easily. It just looks like they can get rushes whenever they want. And you see the individual speed of Legkov, Welsh, and some of the other forwards they have. Crom has stepped in so well onto the first line in lieu of Johnny Ruiz, who we talked about at the top, playing first-line center alongside Welsh and Legkov. But a lot to recap, 5 goals, and probably some more in the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, certainly. The star of the period, star of the early portion of the season is Alexander Legkov. He had a host of breakaways in that first period. He ended up scoring 2 goals. He also assisted on another. He now has a 4-game point streak. But in his last 3 games, which right now we're just talking about 7 periods, not even 9 periods yet, 12 points in that stretch. He is just smoking hot. It started with that 3-goal, 2-assist effort down in Indiana. And, of course, it continued with the 4-point game last night. And he's got 3 points in the first period tonight. So we'll recap the scoring, and we'll get to, all of that as we set the stage here in the second period. But the puck is dropped. We're underway. This time it's Legkov off the faceoff, feathering one over to right wing. Crom on the rush, and he wrists one on net. And the save is made by Colgan. So right off the bat, the 2 guys who each scored 2 goals in the first period almost hook up for another one here to start the second.
Yeah, with a slate of fresh ice, getting down there, testing Colgan, who was thrown in mid-period after Lenz giving up 5, maybe 17 minutes through the first period.
Shot on net, tipped just wide in front by Crom. And Henning unable to clear it out. Instead, he got some help from behind there. Watertown did send it out. Danbury sends it right back in. It's Legkov with the intercept on right wing. Pass back to the blue line. Nobody was home. And then the puck is sent in offside by Delury as Newberg was in ahead of the play. So a couple whistles, 35 seconds in. Josh LaBelle had a couple assists in that first period. He had 5 assists in the win last night, so 7 assists in his last 4 periods of hockey. He now has 12 helpers on the season, among the league leaders. Watertown wins face-off here. Off the face-off, Caden Kanderka was dumped, and he was looking for a number. It looked like it was Demetrio. And now Kanderka comes away with the puck. A steal. He's over the blue line on right wing. Drops it back. There's one wired on net. And a save is made by Colgan. Watertown can't clear. Christo gets it over to right wing. Slap shot. Colgan. Nice and calm, cool, collected there with the pad save through traffic. And the puck is back on out to center. Corgan, not Colgan. Corgan the forward. Colgan's the goalie. Corgan the forward is in with the puck in the offensive zone. Can't do anything with it. Danbury sends it all the way down the ice. Icing waved off. And Colgan, the goaltender, is able to help play it on out of the zone. Say that 5 or 6 times fast, right? At least you don't have Corgan shooting on Colgan.
Yes, that would be tough. Now Legkov.
Here's Legkov ahead of the field again. A 2-on-1. Walks in. Left wing shot save. That's a good save by Brandon Colgan. Puck comes out right wing. Shot towards the net. And Colgan snares that one as well. And no rebound this time. He gets a whistle. Boy, he's seen about 5 shots in the opening minute 43 of this second period.
Yeah, a real flurry there from the Hat Tricks offense. And Legkov on that shot walking in. He probably had 2.5 seconds to think about where to put that one. A nice save from Colgan.
You would think about now, maybe even before now, Watertown would say, hey, if 91's on the ice, we should almost have like the free safety back, right? In football, it's Legkov with the steal at his own end here, and he pushes the puck up on right wing. Belfay lost the puck at the blue line. Good poke check by Cole Willett. Watertown comes out the other way in transition. Tabare bangs it off the wall to Gordon, sends one towards the net, steered aside, and up into the netting by Resar. So there was a good-looking rush for Watertown. They caused a turnover at their own blue line, come out the other way, and they get a scoring opportunity off the rush.
Yeah, they're coming from Danbury, who we mentioned coming off of a suspension, playing tonight, didn't play last night. So you saw some speed from him and Gordon there. So maybe just to get one goal on the score sheet to get things going in the confidence department too would be nice.
Watertown wins the faceoff inside the blue line. Henning sends one on net. Resar, I believe, got a piece of it, and the puck came to Harwell, and Harwell is able to skate it out and shoot it into the offensive end. Resar did not know where the loose puck was. Fortunately, Harwell was on it, his teammate. Harwell feeds one in front. It's intercepted. Long reach by LaBelle keeps the puck in the offensive zone. Now LaBelle drops back to the red line and intercepts that pass and shoots it in. Here's an intercept by Raleigh. Raleigh hits the trailer. That's Connor Craig, who shoots one off the glass. And back to the goaltender. And then after the whistle, Colgan, it's like self-hitting in baseball. He flipped it up in the air and batted it away with his stick.
Playing a little wall ball there.
Yeah.
Catching it off the glass. He's looked solid so far in the first couple of minutes here in the second.
Listen, he is a proud veteran, a 30-year-old guy that's played, a bunch of years in this league. He did not feel good about last night's performance.
Won goalie of the year in 22-23 also.
Yeah. Face-off win for for Danbury, but LaBelle's pass misfires with Legkov. Now here's a steal at the blue line by the Hat-Tricks, but the puck came out of the zone, and Legkov was still in the offensive zone. So a bunch of stops and starts in the first 3+ minutes of period number 2 here. Yeah, Colgan has always been one of the better goaltenders in this league. Last year was the first year in this league that he had a goals against that was above 3 a game. His first bunch of years in this league, it was all under 3. Watertown gains the blue line, right wing Demetrio. His shot from the circle, blocked by LaBelle. Gets his own rebound, tucks it on net. Save made by Resar. Puck is loose to the side of the net. Demetrio didn't know where it was, and Danbury's able to bang it away. Out of trouble, and now they'll shoot it into the offensive zone. Crom dumps it in and heads for a change. Leading the forecheck is Legkov, and that's going to cause a few night sweats here for the Watertown Wolves. That one sent into the slot by Watertown and batted out the other way. Now Watertown on the rush here. It's a wraparound by Danbury and a good save by Resar. Here's an open look shot, wide rebound, score! Well, Danbury was caught scrambling there. And the Watertown Wolves are finally able to put one on the board. And there are a lot of bodies in front. That might be Matthew Gordon. Or is it Ryan Gill?
Looks like it's going to be Gill.
Yep, it's going to be Ryan Gill. That's his first goal of the season. He had 7 assists coming in. Their leading point getter with 8. And just a scramble there. Hat-Tricks kind of lost. Several of them lost their assignments. They lost their positioning. Scrambling, Resar couldn't reset himself. And that one ends up in the back of the cage. So it's 5-1 now, Danbury. Watertown trying to stop the bleeding here in the second period. And they're looking for more. Nicholas Snyder, right wing, over the blue line, along the wall, in the circle. Sends one in front. Good centering pass. A little too hot, though, for Brad Ryder. And Danbury takes it away. Outlet feed on left wing. Here's Josh Newberg. And Newberg zips one in left to right, offensive zone. Delury pinches in. Bad angle shot from right wing. And the defenseman almost snuck one through. Colgan did a really good job hugging the left post until he finally got the whistle from the referee.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he knew where that puck was. All he knew, just stay pinned to that post, make sure nothing spills out, and he does just that.
So Ryan Gill's goal came at 3:54 of this second period. Resar allowed just 1 goal last night, made 31 saves. In his pro debut last weekend against Indiana, he made 50 saves. Not a bad debut. 50 saves on 53 shots. Hat-Tricks dump it in after they lose the face-off. Henning's able to chip it out at the center. LaBelle reads it perfectly, steps up, intercepts, and shoots it in. And here come the Wolves, led by Dylan Gutierrez. The defenseman from outside the red line pitches one in. And no icing's called. Boy, I was close to an icing. Now Gutierrez left point. Good move. Dances around Legkov. Sends one in front. Never got through. It was blocked. Watertown, though, keeps it in. Sends it back behind the goal line. LaBelle punches it up the wall. Gutierrez keeps it in left point. Now he'll wind one around behind the net. Puck is knocked off Ryder's stick. And here's Belfay of the Hat-Tricks. And he sends one dangerously back towards his net. Off a stick of a teammate. And another centering feed, this time by Watertown, but intercepted by Danbury. Mavali in front of his own net. Now Noah Robinson behind the goal line. He coughs it up. Centering feed, and this one is put on net. And a blocker save by Resar. Well, Watertown getting their looks here in the second period. but they still trail 5-1. 5:45 gone by in period number 2. This is Danbury Hat Tricks Hockey.
Looking for top quality meats? Omaha Beef Company is your go-to wholesale food distributor. We carry a wide selection of beef, poultry, pork, cheeses, and pantry staples. Visit omahabeefcompany.com to learn more. Omaha Beef Company, serving Connecticut with quality you can count on. Is joint pain slowing you down? At Ortho Connecticut, our team of expert orthopedic surgeons and specialists get you back to doing what you love pain-free. From sports injuries to joint replacement, we offer advanced care close to home. Visit myorthoct.com to schedule your appointment today. Looking for a brighter smile? Stony Hill Dental Care offers comprehensive dental services, including sedation, cosmetic, and preventive care. Schedule your appointment today at stonyhilldental.com. Stony Hill Dental Care, where your smile comes first. Get your tickets fast and easy at Tixer.com, the official ticketing partner of the Danbury Hat Tricks. We make it
left of Reesar, Hat Tricks leading 5-1. And the puck kept in at the right point off the face-off win. Gill up ahead. Along the wall, the puck comes back to Gill. He skates to his left along the blue line, jams on the brakes, passes down low off a stick. A couple Wolves behind the net. And they send one out in front, but Harwell is on it for the Hat Tricks. And he knocks it back to center. And we get a whistle. Puck was hit with a high stick. So we've told you a couple times that Johnny Ruiz is out of the lineup tonight after taking that high hit to the head. He is in the building. We're looking at him right now. We chatted with him earlier, but he's out of the lineup tonight. No word on moving forward what his status will be. Zach Pamaleon is a healthy scratch tonight. Zach served his 5-game league suspension and was eligible to come back tonight, but he's a healthy scratch. Connor Craig drawing into the lineup in Ruiz's place instead. Watertown controls. Gill up ahead, right wing, off the stick of Corrigan. And then the puck goes off the wall, and good job by the Hat Tricks getting back on that one. Good hustle by Christo. Leading the forecheck is Harwell. Corrigan's knocked into the wall by Delury. And here's a giveaway by the Hat Tricks in their own end. And a centering pass is knocked down, and a backhand shot from the slot by Chris Corrigan is backhanded wide. Hat Tricks on the puck. Here's Christo. He scored his first goal of the season last night. Backhands one to center. Puck shot right back in, and Delury's on it there. And now puck is given up by Christo, and Watertown can't do anything with the opportunity. Now they collect, and Christo is able to tie up 2 men. Puck worked free. Comes back out straight away. Gill, puck rolls off a stick, kept in at the blue line. He'll just dump this one in. And now we're going to get a penalty call behind the goal line. Delury had his stick knocked out of his hands, and this should be a slashing penalty, I would believe, against the Watertown Wolves. And indeed it is. Looks like Chris Corrigan's going to be the guilty party.
And Corrigan, who got the assist on the Watertown goal, now to the penalty box. It was a good stretch for the Wolves there, Jim. Last 3-4 minutes or so, they really found their footing leading up to the goal and after the goal. Obviously still down 4 goals, but looking a lot better than they did at the end of the first period.
Totally agree. And it's helped, too, because Colgan's made the saves down at their end of the ice as well. But the power play comes here for Danbury at 7:11 of the second period. Hat Tricks leading 5-1. Here's Legkopf off the faceoff win. Dishes to left wing, and misfiring on the shot was Drew Welsh. Boy, he had an open look, and he just shanked the shot. Now Watertown is able to send it on out to center. Legkopf with speed, gains the blue line, drops it off to Welch, left wing. Now Legkopf has the puck, backhands it in front, and tied up there was Belfay. 2 men were on him, and then finally Watertown shoots it all the way down the ice. Here's Josh LaBelle. Slingshots it back to Belfay. He's turned back by Demetrio, who steals the puck. Demetrio shorthanded into the offensive zone. Only 2 Wolves in the offensive zone, and now they turn it over. Here come the Hat Tricks the other way. Welch with speed, left wing dishes to the right, and it's a good one-timer driven on net by Kandurka, but the save made by Colgan. Brad Ryder Rag the puck at center, pass back to Gutierrez, and Gutierrez will clear it all the way down the ice. Good forecheck there by Filipov. And the Hat-Tricks having trouble on this power play, though they did get the one really good look there by Kandurka. Legkov carries the puck in, right wing. Now behind the goal line, still with the puck. Gill will try and chase him down. Gill slashing away with his stick. No call. Puck comes to the right point on the pass from Legkov, but it misfires and back out to center. And now, Hat-Tricks bring it in offside. 25 seconds remaining on their third power play tonight.
The Hat-Tricks relatively held at bay there so far. Still 25 seconds left, but big chance there coming with Welsh just slicing past Henning, who mentioned his age, 41 years old, and that might have looked 41 on that one, getting skated past by the much younger Welsh.
Well, here is the other thing, is that Henning was heading off the ice looking for a change, and the Hat-Tricks went into transition so quickly that he had to jam on the brakes and come back and defend. Hat-Tricks win the face-off here. Noah Robinson left wing with speed, turned around by the defense, drops it to Tomasi. He's double-teamed, knocked to the ice by Gill, and we're going to get another penalty called against the Watertown Wolves. This time it's Gill. Tomasi got double-teamed and then got knocked to the ice by Gill. Oh, no, by Demetrio. So I thought the penalty was coming up against Gill. Maybe something happened after Gill knocked down Tomasi. But it is Demetrio instead heading to the box.
It's Demetrio's second penalty tonight. Had the goalie interference that hit on Resar in the first period, so spending plenty of time in the box. But doesn't look like Tomasi drew any blood. Obviously that becomes a 5-minute major if there is any blood after a stick to the face, but he looks okay. Just took one up high. Going to the bench now for 5-on-3 for 12 seconds. Then we'll have the 5-on-4.
Yeah, I thought the original penalty, but I was questioning it in my mind. It looked like just a good shove, good hit by Gill. I was like, where's the penalty? But it happened afterwards when after Tomasi was actually down on the ice. So it's a 5-on-3 for 12 seconds. So if the Hat-Tricks can win the face-off here, and, they capitalize within 12 seconds, then they continue on the power play, 5-on-4 power play. So it's a big opportunity here. And let's see who's going to take this face-off. Looks like Belfay will take the face-off for Danbury. And that looks like it's going to be Darian Benchich. Will take the face-off for Watertown to the left of Colgan. Sticks are down, won by Danbury. LaBelle skates to his left, dishes to his right. Legkov at the circle. LaBelle taps his stick on the ice, gets the pass, shoots, and scores! That is a 5-on-3 power play goal, just as we talked about.
Yep.
If they can win the faceoff, set up a good shot, get a goal in under 12 seconds, they get the goal. They did. And now they get the 5-on-4 power play as well. Josh LaBelle, his second goal of the season.
And again there, Jim, Josh LaBelle given plenty of time. It'll be the assist from Legkov, but walking in, wasn't sure if he was going to drop it down low to the side of the net, but decided to give it a rip. And LaBelle just continues to pile up the points so far early this season. A lot of assists, but now some goals to his name.
Yep, he has a couple assists in tonight's game, and he gets his second goal of the season, this one on the power play. And, of course, 5-on-3, there was a lot of open space for him. You talked to him how he had a lot of time. Well, here's Benchich. Watertown skates in short-handed, a good scoring opportunity from between the circles, but Resar made the save. Hat-Tricks now lead at 6-1. LaBelle dumps it in, giving chase is Kandurka. And now Belfry round the wall to left wing Welsh. Welsh drops it to LaBelle. LaBelle curls back at the blue line, dishes into the circle. Belfay Now LaBelle. Now cross ice, right wing, Legcobb. Legcobb's got 4 points in tonight's game, and the puck comes down out to center. So Belfay also gets an assist as Watertown comes in short-handed. They stay on side. And here comes Kanderka over the blue line on left wing. His backhand pass is knocked down by Bencic trying to break free. And yep, looks like too many Danbury hat tricks are on the ice. So that's going to be a minor bench penalty called against the hat tricks. So that will negate the final 51 seconds of their power play. And we will take a break here, a media timeout. 9:52 to play in the second period. Hat Tricks lead at 6-1. This is Danbury Hat Tricks Hockey.
Fire up your appetite with Twins Barbecue Company. Smoked meats, bold flavors, and barbecue that brings people together. Stop by for ribs, brisket, wings, and more in Brookfield. Visit twinsbbqco.com to view our menu, order online, or find our next food truck stop. Twins Barbecue. There's nothing better than smoking hot Twins. Looking to make your brand stand out? Vision Designs in Brookfield has you covered. From custom screen printing and embroidery to eye-catching signs, banners, and promotional products, they bring your ideas to life with unmatched quality and service. Visit VisionDesignCT.com. Vision Designs, where your vision becomes reality. Looking to elevate your night out? At Illicit Brewing Company, we feature a beer hall, cocktail bar, arcade, lounge, and private event space. Enjoy a diverse menu, live music, trivia nights, and more. Visit illicitbrewing.com/Danbury.
Jim Cerny, Patrick Grubberg with you from Danbury Ice Arena. Hat Trick 6 and the Wolves 1. And we're going to have a little 4-on-4 hockey for 51 seconds. And then Watertown, assuming there are no other penalties, will have their first power play of the game. As we see Belfay skating across the ice, he will serve the bench minor for too many men on the ice at 10:08. At last goal, by the way, LaBelle is second of the season. 5-on-3 power play goal from Legcobb and Belfay. And the Hat Tricks control the puck off the face-off win in their own ends. Chipping the puck up ahead is Tukane, leading the rush on left wing, gains the offensive zone. Good rush by the rookie. Pushes it in deep behind the goal line. Remember, he's a defenseman, and he's in deep. Passes back out to the right point to Lurie. Now, here's Legcoff, top of the right circle, dancing, weaving, doing his magic, waiting for the ice to open up. Passes down low, takes a return feed. Here comes Legcoff, now drops it off along the wall. Cross ice speed finds Legcoff, who's got 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists tonight. Lurie takes a hit from behind from Filipov, rips one towards the net, goes off Gutierrez and up into the netting. So a lot of zone time and puck possession, but no real scoring opportunity there for Danbury.
No, not really there, and only 3 seconds left on the Watertown penalty. So in a couple seconds, be Demetrio leaving the box, and Watertown will start their power play for 1 minute and 9 seconds.
Chris Corrigan wins the faceoff from Jordan Crum, and here comes Watertown, and they are on their first power play of the game. They send the puck in deep. Danbury tries to clear up the near wall, and they do. Movali is able to send it all the way down the ice. Hat-trick penalty kill, 82.9% so far this season. That is 7th overall in the league. Here's Corrigan, left wing over the blue line, and boy, oh boy, Watertown's offside. Any hockey coach worth his salt will tell you that this drives him or her up the wall. You're on the power play, you're skating in 5 across the blue line, and you're offside. Cannot happen.
It's one of those simple things that any high school hockey team should do, let alone a professional team. So definitely head scratcher for the Wolves. Tie up on the draw.
And Danbury not able to shoot it too far down. That was Harwell. Harwell doing the job, penalty killing at the red line, causing all kinds of havoc. Now gaining the offensive zone, finally in deep Watertown. Pass goes off a stick to the vacated right point, but Corrigan hustles to keep it in. His pass down low goes to Ryder. Ryder along the wall, curls away from Newberg. Newberg puts the stick into him, causes the puck to slide off his stick, but Corrigan's got it for Watertown. Corrigan straight away, he shoots, and Josh Newberg goes down and blocks that one up into the netting. 38 years old in a game that your team's winning 6-1, and Newberg eats some rubber in front of his goalie.
Yeah, way to be there, just sitting in the slot, taking one right into the body. I don't know if we'll get a replay on that one, but doing some work on the very end of the penalty kill here. Only 5 seconds left.
This is Josh Newberg's 8th season in the FPHL, his second with the hat tricks. Danbury wins the face-off, and they immediately sprint out the other way. Noah Robinson takes the drop feed from Legcobb. His shot went off the pad of Colgan, and then the puck went up into the netting. So we're back to 5-on-5, a successful penalty kill for the hat tricks. On the season now, Watertown on the power play, just 5 power play goals in 34 opportunities. That is near the bottom of the league. Face off in the Watertown end. Puck is loose, rolling towards the net. And not a surprise, it ends up on the stick of Legkov. Backhands a pass behind the net, comes out left wing corner. And a pass there for Robinson is intercepted. Now the puck taken away by, yeah, you guessed it, Legkov, who cuts to the middle. Puck is hacked off his stick. Legkov dancing at the blue line. Good pass down low, left wing corner, Robinson. He finds Delury. Delury cuts in, backhand pass, right wing, LaBelle. Now Delury on right wing in the corner. The defenseman in deep again, and now he will peel back to the blue line. And here comes Watertown after they take the puck away. Out the other way is Filipov, and he got double teamed, lost the puck. Danbury's on it. Here they come the other way. Outlet feed on left wing. Legkov is double teamed, hit hard, goes down to the ice. Puck came back out of the zone and then dumped back in. Legkov's okay, gets to the bench as the hat tricks complete a change. Steal at center by Raleigh. Raleigh of Danbury shoots it into the right of Colgan. Connor Craig is in on the forecheck, has his stick knocked out of his hands. Now on right wing, Harwell on the takeaway for the hat tricks. Craig gives chase. Colgan gets there first. Can't clear. Tukane pushes it in deep behind the goal line. Watertown can't clear. Kept in right point by Mavali. So again, the hat tricks getting the forecheck going here. Even if not yet leading to scoring chances, they're making Watertown defend for quite a while in their own end. But here's an outlet pass up ahead. Chase Dabari gets behind the D, shoots, and he scores. Watertown gets pinned in their own end for 45 seconds or so. They finally get the puck out, and it's Chase Dabari who gets behind the D at center ice, breaks in left wing, and he's able to roof one past Resar, and it's 6-2.
Yeah, Dabari been one of the bright spots today. Not many for the Wolves tonight, but has been inserted back into the lineup and has made things happen. Not credited with an assist on the first goal, but definitely played a part in that one. Now just a breakaway against the run of play, but they'll take it any way they can. Now back down to a 4-goal deficit.
That is Chase Dabari's first goal of the season. Remember, he missed the previous 2 games because of a suspension. Legkov has the puck in his own end. Backhands went out to center. And a good defensive play there, knocking the puck down at center are the Wolves. There's a pretty move by Crom. He's in, he shoots, and a save. Crom dancing around the defense on a broken play and got a good scoring opportunity out of it. Now Welsh, left wing offensive zone for Danbury. Legkov with the puck back out to the left point. Tukity to the circle, centers in front, and it goes off the skate of Crom, and it's his 3rd goal of the game. He's got the hat trick. Another broken play, and I'm not even sure he got a stick on that one. That one might have hit his skate.
I think we'll see it here. We'll see it here, Jim. Tukane just walking in and throws it cross ice. I don't know if we have an angle, but it did not look like he got a stick on it. Definitely a skate. No kick, though, as we get a couple hats thrown onto the ice. Crom with a hat trick. Not the prettiest hat trick, but he'll take him any way he can. Cleaning up in front again. This time a little lucky. But Jordan Crom, the Calgary native, making it 7 for the hat tricks, matching last night's tally, and still with plenty of hockey to play.
And Justin Coachman and the Watertown Wolves are going to ask for a review here. And the play is under review. I didn't think he got a stick to it. Now the question is, did it just hit his skate and go over the goal line? Or did he kick it in? Is there a distinct kicking motion? And the officials are looking it over right now.
Yeah, the officials have a different angle than we do above the net. We only see the one from our broadcast feed. But yeah, the Chukune feeds it to the middle. And in a situation like that, when you're right in front of the net, you don't really have time to react and even make a kicking motion, I don't think, Jim. I think it just kind of happens to bounce off his skate and in. It's not one of those situations where the puck's sitting there and he can kind of make a bit of a kicking motion to maybe get away with it. I think this goal stands, but we'll see.
Jordan Crom is a 26-year-old rookie, acquired in a trade with Blue Ridge. He's had himself a night. Scored the first goal of the game, 4:52 in. Scored again at 10:12 of the first period. And does he have his third one? Does he have the hat trick? We're about to find out. Explanation being given, and they're pointing to center ice, and indeed, Crom credited with the goal. And LaBelle is now explaining it to the coaching staff. LaBelle, a member of the leadership group of this team, and of course, Captain Johnny Ruiz is not in uniform tonight, so LaBelle is taking all those conversations with the officials. But LaBelle had to explain something. He seemed concerned, even though Danbury got the goal. I wonder if that puck went in, possibly off the defenseman.
We'll see how they score it.
And if it is, that would be Tukune's first professional goal.
We will see. We'll see how they score it. As we get the updates, we will give it to you.
And here's Watertown, scooting out the other way. Filipov wires one off the glass, off the rush. And the hat-tricks give it up along their own goal line here. Filipov knocks it back to the right point, McDonald. Puck goes off the stick of Filipov behind the goal line. Danbury just trying to hack it out of their own ends. And now 4 players come together, 2 from each side along the left wing wall in the hat-tricks end. Puck finally squirts Reed towards the slot. And Movali has it for Danbury. Passes to right wing and on out to center comes the puck. Shot right back in by the Watertown Wolves, who trailed 5-0 after 1. And now they trail 7-2 late in the second period. So Alex Ledkop gets credit for the goal. That would be his second hat trick in a week. I want to see the replay again. Crom was celebrating as Danbury sends one through a screen, rebound, score. Chase Danbury sent his shot into a screen. The puck got knocked down. Nobody got to the rebound. Danbury eventually got there, and he banged it into the open net. His second goal of the period and second of the season at 16:08.
Yeah, Danbury there grabbing one back for the Wolves. Still back to a 4-goal deficit, excuse me. Now only up to 17 shots on goal for the game. Now, even if they're going to grab a couple goals back for a consolation, has Legkov here going back after it.
Yeah, he is. Off the face-off, skates around the net. So he got credited for that most recent Danbury goal, and we got to get another look at that replay. Anyway, Danbury going to work in the offensive zone between the circles. Legkop has the puck knocked off his stick. Here's a 2-on-1 if Watertown hurries. Passes. Oh, good job defensively getting back there for the hat-tricks was Ian Tukade. And now it's Danbury with numbers into the offensive zone. Legkop sends one in front, and Noah Robinson has a wide open net, and he shot it over the crossbar and off the glass.
Robinson at the doorstep in the back.
What a pass. What a setup. And Robinson had the entire open net. As now Resar makes a save, and Resar, after the whistle, is pushing a Watertown player away from his crease. And we will take a break. 3:05 remaining in the second period. Danbury 7, Watertown 2. This is, 3, Watertown 3. This is Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey.
Start your morning off right at Grounds Donut House. Enjoy our oversized artisanal donuts paired with premium coffee. For a unique treat, don't miss our ice cream-filled donuts. If you're looking for a sweet way to kick off your day, visit us in Danbury or check us out online at groundsdonuthouse.com/Danbury. Looking for great craft beer and live music? Visit Housatonic River Brewing in New Milford. Enjoy handcrafted ales in our rustic tap room or outdoor beer garden along the scenic Housatonic River. We're open Wednesday through Sunday with live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Check out our full schedule and offerings at HousatonicRiverBrewing.com. Looking for reliable waste management? Choose Interstate Waste Services, your local family-owned provider since 1998. We provide comprehensive waste and recycling solutions for homes and businesses.
Back here at Danbury Ice Arena, Hat-Trick 7, Wolves 3. Chase Tabari just scored his second of the night for Watertown. Face off to the left of Resar is sent on net. Bechnich put one on net. It was steered aside. Somebody went down in front. Plenty of ill will throughout this game, though no histrionics here in the second period, fortunately. I would have sent towards the net by Gutierrez off the stick into the corner. Wolves play it back to the point. Gutierrez plays the puck, knocked down Harwell as well. Bird now passes on left wing. Watertown shoots one on net, and Resar will glove that one down. So again, that is Bechnich. Gets a couple shots on goal on that shift, including that last one. Right now, Watertown credited with 21 shots on goal in the game. Resar was really, really good in the first period. And here in the second, it's not like he's been bad, but boy, there have been some pretty wide open looks on goals for Watertown.
Yeah, definitely 3 this period. Thankfully, as I mentioned at the top, when your offense scores 7 goals, you can give up 3 goals every once in a while and get away with it.
Yeah, you want to stay sharp, though. You don't want to play sloppily. As Demetrio wrists one on net just inside the blue line. And now it is gloved down by Resar. So according to the official stats, Resar not only has 19 saves, but he has 2 assists in the game as well.
Doing everything.
This is only his 3rd professional game. And we get a misfire on the face-off. So it's interesting. Legkop's most recent goal at 14:46, which gives him 3 in the game. As this puck is sent towards the net, tipped wide. Hat-Tricks try and clear. That has been called an unassisted goal, despite all the great work by Tukinen. Again, we thought Crom got the goal, and we thought Tukinen would have gotten an assist. But instead, it's Legkop unassisted. Legkop is dancing here, sends one in front, shot, save, loose puck, rebounds, pinballs towards the net, and a save again by Colgan, and he gets the whistle. And Crom right in the middle of everything. Tied up by 2 defensemen. That one went off a Watertown player, went off Crom. There are at least a couple saves that Colgan had to make there.
Yeah, Colgan, lucky that one bounced right back into his path and able to just smother it. But another chaotic sequence there in front. Crom in the middle of it, as he has been the entire game.
Watertown wins the faceoff. There's been some nutty stuff going on in this game. Corrigan chasing after that one, can't get to it. Hat-Trick sent it towards the net, never got through. Now here's the takeaway. Welch centers in front, and LaBelle shoots one over the glass, over the net and off the glass. Crom keeps it in momentarily at the blue line. Now a takeaway by Watertown. They'll chip it on up ahead. Ryder can't get to it. And now here's Legcobb collecting a loose puck. Skating into the offensive zone, 1 against 4. Spins a pass to a man cutting across there. That was Welsh. But they misfire on it. Corrigan now falls down in front of his own net and lost the puck. Centering pass by Newberg is knocked down. Corrigan's back up, and he collects the puck, skates over the red line, now to the blue line, and they are offside again. That is the second time in the last, 5-6 minutes, once on the power play, once even strength, where Watertown, they have an opportunity. They're on the rush, and they skate in offside.
Yeah, a bit of a 2-on-1 developing, maybe just a 2-on-2, but even an even strength rush, just something to get a chance going at the end of the period here. Obviously facing a 4-goal deficit, anything will help, but those unforced errors really shooting them in the foot right now.
Clean face-off win by Josh Newberg. Here's Justin Mavali up ahead off the stick of Kandurka. And a takeaway by Watertown. 2-on-2, 3-on-2, Benchnich, left wing, bottom of the circle, sends one in front, shot save, rebound, score! An odd man rush, and Watertown buries that one. And don't look now, Patrick, but we've got ourselves a game. The Wolves have closed the gap. It is 7-4.
And it's Boston Bird on the goal, just trailing behind the play. There's a 2-on-2, and he came in and just kept following deep into the slot and was there to finish home the rebound.
That is his second goal for the rookie. We haven't called his name a lot in this one. In fact, hardly at all. But he's Johnny on the spot there. He was the trailer on a 3-on-2, and the rebound came right to him in the slot. And he's able to bury it with under a minute to play here in the second period. And what was once 5-0 was once 7-2 is now 7-4. As the Hat-Tricks ice this one with 13.5 seconds to go in the period. And guess what? This is a big face-off in the Hat-Tricks end.
Yeah, if you're the Hat-Tricks, just hoping to get out here alive, get to the end of the period, up 3 goals. Don't want to give up any more shots on net for Resar, who given up 4 goals this period.
Yeah, John Bjorchen can't be too happy about what he's seen. You get a big lead, you don't want to turn it into a sloppy game, and that's what's happened here is Watertown wins the faceoff. They get a shot towards the net, but it goes off a stick, off the wall. 5 seconds go in the period. Josh LaBelle behind his own goal line. He lost the puck. Comes out left wing. Shot save at the buzzer. Oh, my goodness. One last opportunity. Gutierrez from the left point after LaBelle coughed it up, trying to clear the puck out. But Resar was in position, and he smothered that one. Boy, oh boy. I was doing a college hockey game yesterday for ESPN, Princeton women's hockey. Princeton's winning the game 3-2. Totally different situation here, but a similarity. They iced the puck, 1.6 seconds left in regulation. They lost the faceoff. Rensselaer scores with 0.1 seconds on the clock. So 13 seconds was an eternity here for Watertown, especially because they had the momentum and the faceoff in the offensive zone. They don't come away with the goal, but they did get the shot at the buzzer.
Definitely some momentum for Watertown, who won the period 4-2 in the second. No reason why. It's such a high-scoring game so far. 11 goals between the two teams. Who's to say Watertown can't put 3 more on the board and make this one interesting? Next goal in the third period will really decide how this thing goes. Is it going to be 7-5, or the Hat-Tricks going to extend it back to a 4-goal lead? We'll see. But
yeah, it's a cliche. Oh, next goal is a big goal. That next goal is really a big goal in this game. If Watertown can cut it to 7-5, all of a sudden, if you're the Hat-Tricks, that's got to be in your head, right? Yeah. And then Watertown's got confidence, and part of their confidence stems from the goaltending change. Colgan has been very steady. That veteran calming influence, not to mention pretty much stopping everything that's come his way.
Yeah, he's given up 2 goals, but we talked about it. Last night was not a reflection of his quality, of the goalie that he can be. Giving up 7 goals, and Lenz came in to start today, didn't do so well to say the least, giving up 5. But yeah, Colgan's been great and he's done his best. stepping in, already down 5-0, but he's kept them in it so far, especially in that second period.
Well, he's given them a chance, right? And one of the goals they gave up was fluky. So he's done his job. Now they're rewarding him at the other end of the ice. And if you're Resar, you probably need a reset. Talk about saying that 5 times fast, right? Resar needs a reset here after allowing 4 goals in that second period. But the Hat-Tricks too still have a 3-goal lead after 40 minutes of play. Danbury leads at 7-4. We'll step out for the second intermission. When we come back, we will reset and get you ready for the third period. Hat-Tricks lead at 7-4. This is Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey.
Raise a glass to locally crafted spirits at Litchfield Distillery. Enjoy free tours and tastings of our award-winning spirits, including bourbon, rye, gin, and ready-to-drink cocktails. Open daily with tours on the hour. Book your spot at litchfielddistillery.com. Litchfield Distillery, batch by batch. Craving a craft beer escape? Come to Reverie Brewing Company in Newtown, where every pint is brewed with passion and flavor. Catch a rotating tap list, enjoy food trucks almost every day, and join us for live events and good times. Visit reveriebrewing.com for our menu, hours, and upcoming events. Reverie Brewing, don't quit your daydream. In the mood for a sweet treat? Visit Twister's Ice Cream Cafe in New Fairfield. Enjoy 32 delicious homemade ice cream and Italian ice flavors, including rotating specials. Plus, catch Twisters at all Danbury Hat-Tricks home games this season. For more information, check them out on Facebook. It's time for a tasty, gooey treat. Crumble Cookies in Danbury has the freshest, warmest cookies around. With 6 new gourmet cookie flavors every week, there's always a reason to treat yourself. For the latest flavors and updates, visit crumblecookies.com/Danbury. Visit Danbury Duckpin Bowling Lanes for family fun. Enjoy the classic charm of duckpin bowling with 16 lanes, including a private party room. Perfect for kids' parties, senior leagues, and casual play. Open daily with affordable rates and a welcoming atmosphere. Visit DanburyDuckpin.com to reserve your lane today. Looking for a bank that puts you first? Visit Fairfield County Bank, serving Connecticut since 1871. With 17 local branches, we offer personal and business banking, mortgages, insurance, and investment services, all with a personal touch. Visit FairfieldCountyBank.com to learn more.
Back here at the Danbury Ice Arena, we get set for third period action. Hat-Tricks leading the Wolves 7-4. I'm Jim Cerny. He is Patrick Grunberg. And Patrick, we've seen a lot in this one already. A lot of goals, obviously, 11 of them. Seen a couple fights. And we might be seeing a Watertown comeback. They were down 5-0 after one. They were down 7-2 at one point in that second period. They score a couple, late goals. Now it's 7-4, and we got a hockey game ahead of us over the final 20 minutes.
Yep, they won the second period 4-2. Still down 3 goals, but the way this game's gone, 3 goals is not a lot.
And let's see. Are we going to get a goalie change to start the period? That was not Resar that led the Hat-Tricks out of the chute. And indeed, it looks like Christian Wong Ramos is going to take over in the third period. So how about that? And again, we're talking about kids here. John Bjorchen, it's not like he's, pick a team. He's going from, Igor Shesterkin doesn't have it tonight. We're going to Jonathan Quick, 2 veteran guys. These are 2 kids, 2 rookies. So, he's still learning about these guys. So this is a big move, a big decision by Coach Bjorchen here.
Yeah, both these guys signed to the team back on the 23rd, so barely on the team for a week, couple, maybe 8-9 days, and just getting familiarized, not just with the team, knowing guys' names, let alone talking about stats and tactics and all that and that sort of stuff on the X's and O's. But Wong Ramos, he played in the game on Sunday against Indiana, made 31 saves in that one. That was a dominant win last night, 9-1 opposed to the 7-1 game last night. But he definitely showed some promise in that one, and we'll see if he can close it out here coming in as somewhat of a closer in the third period.
Yeah, listen, his pro debut was a soft landing spot, right? Your team goes out and scores 9 goals, and you just don't have to, you have to not screw it up. And he didn't. He was sharp, stayed sharp throughout the entire game. As you said, stopping 31 of 32 shots in the 9-1 victory. Here, there's a little bit more heat on him. He's coming in cold. He got the word in the intermission that he was going to, come out, start the period. But the game's on the line here. Your team's up 3, but they were up 5. So focus will be on him. We should also point out, however, that Sebastian Resar did not come out, and he is not on the bench at all. So there could be an injury here that we don't know about.
You think about back in the first period, that collision there with Demetrio, when Resar went to the right of his goal and took a pretty sizable hit there from Demetrio, who was penalized for that and spent some time in the box. And Resar was slow to get up. We weren't sure whether he was going to stay in the game. He ended up doing so, and we saw Wong Ramos back then warming up right on the side of the bench, and he wasn't called then, but he's called now. So maybe a combination of that. Maybe a combination of just not the greatest second period and also not wanting to push whatever potential injury he's got going on. But nonetheless, Wong Ramos, a more than capable backup.
All right, here we go. Hat-Tricks will skate from left to right in the third period at Danbury Ice Arena, leading 7-4. And they win the opening faceoff. Jordan Crom wins it back. And by the way, Jordan Crom, after some review by the officials, indeed was credited with his 3rd goal of the game in the second period. And Legkov was credited with an assist on that goal. So Crom's got the hat trick. Legkov's got a 5-point night. And the Hat-Tricks protecting the 3-point lead here. Crom outlets to center. He finds Legkov over the blue line on right wing. Feathers a pass down low, a little bit too far for Belfay cutting to the net. And here comes Watertown in transition the other way. Here's Benchnich. He cut left to right between the circles. Now from the bottom of the left circle, he takes a slap shot, and it goes off the stick of Christo and up into the netting. So we're not as crazy as most of the listeners and viewers think. In fact, we're not crazy at all.
I hope not.
We knew Crom scored that goal, and we stated that we knew Crom scored that goal, and indeed now he's credited with the goal.
And I think the fans did too. They threw the hats on the ice, so I think they saw it the way we did.
But it could have been for Legkov too, because it would have been his 3rd goal.
Very true, very true.
But Ledkop got the assist. What we don't understand is that Tukane did not get an assist. He carried the puck in. He made the pass. So we don't know everything. We might be slightly crazy, but we weren't wrong about Crom. And he does have the hat trick. And the Watertown Wolves do have the puck here. Here's Chase Tabari. He's got 2 goals for Watertown. Outlets on right wing to Gill. And he backhands one in deep behind the Danbury net. Corrigan gets there, touched the puck up, but it was taken away. Here's Kendurka. And his pass got knocked down at center, so he'll come back and regroup in his own end. Passes to right wing to Tomasi, Winds one into the offensive zone. It looks like Danbury is offside. So just like the beginning of the second period, we get some stops and starts here at the beginning of the third period. But the big guns are coming up big for Danbury again tonight. You know, Ledkop, his second 5-point game already in the young season. He's got himself 14 points in his past 3 games. Josh LaBelle's got himself a goal and 2 assists in this one. He had 5 assists last night. So he's lighting it up. And Jordan Crom with his first hat trick. Watertown wins the faceoff, sent towards the net, knocked down. Not sure if it got through. Boy, oh boy, what a tough first look there for the goaltender, Christian Wong Ramos. McDonald inside the blue line, his shot goes off. Tomasi. And Robinson of the hat tricks got hacked from behind, and I believe that's going to be a slashing penalty. Let's see. Robinson was definitely hacked from behind. And we're going to get a slashing penalty, but who's it against? Looks like Josh LaBelle is heading to the box, so that had to be away from the puck. So Josh LaBelle is in the box. Boy, what a big power play this is for Watertown, trailing 7-4 early in the third period.
And the hat trick's also without one of their best penalty killers in LaBelle, too, who's in the box. But Mo Valley and Delory out there in defense alongside Crom and Welsh.
Danbury wins the faceoff, however. Crom, good job, but hat-trick's unable to clear. Here's Gutierrez playing catch, takes a return feed inside the blue line right wing, feeds it over to left wing. Return feed coming his way. It's out of the zone. Went off the stick. Cole Willett was trying to get it over to Gutierrez. Here's Bird, who scored his second goal of the season near the end of the second period. He weaves his way in, gets around the D, tucks one on net, and the save is made by Wong Ramos.
Strong move there from Bird, slicing through the defense. No LaBelle, and another chance for Bird, as you said, got his name on the score sheet earlier, and still 1:26 to kill off.
It looked like he lulled everybody to sleep. He wasn't flying in like Ledkop's been flying in, right?
Yeah, I think that's why it caught maybe some of the defenders, maybe some of the fans, and even myself too. Slowly working his way in, backing down to the post, if you will.
Yeah, Delury and Mavali were the defense pair, and they both got toasted on that one. Fortunately, Danbury was able to keep it out of their own net. Now they're able to keep the puck out of their own end. They shoot it all the way down on the penalty kill. 1:10 to go. Demetrio to Henning. Henning touches into the offensive zone behind the goal line. Now puck comes out on right wing. Chase Tabari. His pass to DeMario. And now a cross-ice pass to the left point, and nobody is home. Henning zigged when he should have zagged, and the pass came out of the zone. Watertown regroups. Here's Chase Tabari, left wing. Bottom of the circle, curls, waits. Still with the puck, drops it off to Henning. Comes off the left wing wall, cuts to the middle. Shot on net, left pad save. Kicked out right into the slot. Watertown couldn't do anything with it, but they're on the puck now. That's Brad Ryder. Brad Ryder lays it back. Corrigan. Corrigan passes down low, takes a return feed. His one-timer stopped, or actually muffed the shot. Puck came back to him, and then he shot that one wide. Corrigan passes down low. Ryder takes it behind the net, feeds it into the right circle. Tabari shot, knocked down by the goaltender. Shot here, blocker save. So Tabari, trying to get a hat trick of his own, is denied twice there by Christian Wong Ramos. Now Henning in the left circle. We're back to 5-on-5. Corrigan slides one out in front, goes untouched. Ryder was tied up in front. Now Josh LaBelle tries to break out left wing. He's pinned into the wall. He thought there should have been an interference penalty. And the puck is taken away by Watertown. We're back to 5-on-5. An important penalty kill there for the Hat-Tricks. Can't get the puck out of their own end. Bird sends it down low. Now the puck comes back out to McDonald. Left point feeds it over to right wing. And Belfay did a really good job defensively there, cutting off the pass and shooting lanes. And as such, it caused a turnover. The Watertown now shoots it back in.
Already 5 minutes gone in the third period. Plenty of action in the Hat-Tricks defensive zone, but so far Wong Ramos and company up to task.
Legkov gains the blue line, backhands one in as he got stood up there by Ian McDonald. Now Watertown passes on out to center. Here's Filipov. His shot is blocked there by Christo into the left wing corner in the Hat-Tricks end, and then Christo finishes his check on Filipov, who ends up on the ice. Robinson, he finds Legkov with speed on right wing, cuts over the blue line, spins around, and his drop pass to Christo is intercepted. Probably got a little too fancy there, did Legkov. And when you've got that kind of skill and skating and stick handling ability like he does, sometimes that happens. Takeaway by the Hat-Tricks. Tukane shoots one into the offensive zone after the takeaway. Tukane then keeps it in at the blue line as Watertown failed to clear. Raleigh, his pass from the right wing corner towards the goal line, intercepted by Watertown. And Watertown comes out to center. Ryder ducked right underneath the hit of Tukane. The Hat-Tricks came away with the puck and they dump it in. Nearly 6 minutes gone by, third period. Hat-Tricks lead 7-4. Here's Matthew Gordon on right wing. Took a couple hits, but is able to play the puck in deep into the offensive zone. Danbury comes away with it, and they outlet to center. Crom backhand pass up ahead to Legkov. Legkov to the left wing circle in the offensive zone. Dishes to Delury, the trailer. Shot, right pad save. That's a good one made by Colgan, and an important one, a clean look for Delury, the defenseman.
Long time without a whistle. Now both sides get some fresh legs on there. Newberg, Kanderka.
And that is Newberg leading the forecheck as the Hat-Tricks drop back into a 1-1-3. Almost like a trap defense. Well, Wong Ramos came way out to play that puck dangerously. Watertown's got it. That's Chase Dabari, pass down low. Henning sends one on net from along the right wing goal line, and the pad save made. Watertown's on the rebound. DeMario gets knocked down. No penalty call there. And now Chase Dabari's shot is knocked out, never got through. Hat-Tricks come out the other way. Kanderka lost the puck. 7:12 gone by in the period. Watertown flutters one on net. That one is kicked out by Christian Wong Ramos. Now a giveaway, and Filipov is in, and he shot it wide, trying to beat Wong Ramos to the stick side. Filipov hits the trailer. Ross shot through a screen, knocked down, never got to the goalie. This one did, and that's a pad save. Centering feed, shot, score! Filipov from his knees. It's 7-5.
And Jim, you could have seen that coming. Watertown spent so much time in the Hat-Tricks end for the first 7 minutes and change, and finally get rewarded with a goal. And suddenly a 2-goal game after being up 7-2 at one point. Might be a nervy ending in the last 12-22.
Igor Filipov, his 4th goal of the season, his 2nd point of the night. He assisted on Bird's goal near the end of the 2nd period. So, Watertown trailed 7-2 late in the 2nd period. Dabare scored, then Bird scored, and now Filipov has scored. And how about Watertown with that opportunity there? That was Filipov again. Out the other way, Legcobb drops it to Robinson. Puck is knocked away by Watertown. Legcobb lost his stick, so he's in offside, so he'll have to touch up. And here comes Watertown. Bird, right wing, sends one in front, cutting to the net was Ryder, and he couldn't get to it. And then Benchnich sends one out towards the net. That is steered away by Christian Wong Ramos. We will take a break. 8:09 gone by, third period. Hat trick 7, Wolves 5. We've got a real good one tonight at Danbury Ice Arena. This is Danbury Hat Tricks Hockey.
Head over to TK's American Cafe on White Street for 80 different wing flavors and good times. With 30 flat screen televisions and free Wi-Fi, we're the perfect spot to catch the game or enjoy a night out. Visit tksamericancafe.com for more information. TK's American Cafe. Make sure to try our hat trick flavor. When life brings legal challenges, trust Chipman, Mizuko, and Emerson. From business law and real estate to estate planning and litigation, our experienced attorneys are here to guide you every step of the way. Proudly serving clients across Fairfield County and Western Connecticut. Learn more at danburylaw.com. Nothing freshens like an ice-cold Coca-Cola. From classic Coke to a wide variety of sparkling and still drinks, we've got something for everyone. Learn more at CokeNortheast.com.
Well, officially, that latest Watertown goal, Filipov is fourth from Willette and Demetrio. Watertown now within 2, 7-5, 11:51 to play. Here in the third period, face-off in the hat-trick zone, kept in at the left point by Gutierrez. His shot never got through. Josh LaBelle intercepts, and the tall, rangy defenseman misfires on his pass out, but he does clear the zone. Loose puck picked up there by Gordon of Watertown. Left wing, bottom of the circle, slides one through untouched through the slot. And now another cross-crease pass goes through untouched. Gordon has it behind his net, behind the Danbury net. Pass back out to the right point. Henning, the 41-year-old defenseman, hammers it off the boards behind the net. Gordon holds off his check. That's Christo of Danbury that's on him. Now 4 players come together right beneath us. Ryder hovering around, seeing if he can get a stick in there. And Gordon falls to the ice. Puck slides back. Left point. Gutierrez with the shot, but the whistle blew. That is a hand pass called against the Watertown Wolves after some really good hard work there, some gritty work by Matthew Gordon.
And going into the media timeout, Watertown had an 8-1 shot advantage so far this period, and it still continues to be that way. Hat tricks just need to spend some time in the offensive zone just to give the defense a bit of a rest so far, because it's been all Wolves so far halfway through the third.
Puck is on out to center. Off the stick there. Drew Welsh has had a pretty quiet night so far for the hat tricks, held off the score sheet. He was zipping up ahead but got slowed down, and now the puck kind of skitters behind him. He's out there hustling, but hasn't been in on the offense in this one. Almost everybody else has. Watertown gets the puck in deep offensive zone. Here's Ross, left wing along the wall. He lost the puck. Delury gets to it. Delury shoots it all the way down the ice, and that will be an icing and another face-off in the hat tricks end. Last night, when the hat tricks won 7-1, 11 of their 16 skaters found the score sheet. We've seen 7 more goals tonight out of them. It's been a little top-heavy. You know, the best players have been on the score sheet, and keep in mind, again, they're playing without captain Johnny Ruiz. Not only one of their best players this season, but of all time in the franchise history. And he's a veteran as well. And he's the type guy that can calm things down on the ice and on the bench. So his presence is absolutely missed right now.
You do have LaBelle out there, who's also a veteran. He's still waiting on Pamelian to get geared back up. He's a healthy scratch tonight, but he's another guy who's been around here in Danbury for a couple years.
And it's a little bit of a shortened bench, too. We have not seen a lot of Connor Craig in the game tonight. And now we get a collision over the blue line. Crom goes down, and so did Filipov, and Crom was holding his face. I was worried that as Filipov went flying over him, maybe there was a skate there, but Crom is okay. He skates off the ice. And I'm not sure why the whistle was blown unless there was an offside.
You see the replay there. Yep, just Filipov colliding with the two hat tricks. Welsh and Crom first making contact.
Yeah, it was Crom first for sure. Josh Newberg lost that face-off here. Filipov of Watertown skates in. He's hauled down on right wing. Delayed penalty coming up against the hat tricks. There's the whistle. And at the 10-minute mark of the third period, a crucial power play for the Watertown Wolves. As we see Filipov and Tomasi being separated by the linesman. Tomasi is the guilty party, and this is a massive power play opportunity for the Watertown Wolves. Their third straight power play opportunity in the game, and their second straight in this period.
And not only, with Watertown trying to get back in this game, make it a one-goal game, they're trying to avoid that four-game losing streak, but also they have plenty more games against the Hat-Tricks to come, 4 more in fact. But if they lose tonight, they're 8 points back, and they're still in 6th place, still in front of Indiana, but creating a sizable gap behind the Hat-Tricks. So 2 teams right next to each other in the standings. This is a big moment here for this game, but also for the next couple weeks, how this series, in quotes, is going to go and how the standings are going to shake out as an aftermath of that.
These same 2 teams will meet in Watertown next Friday night. Then they will have another rematch in Danbury on Saturday night. Then the following weekend, they play 2 more games, and they reverse it Friday night here and Saturday night in Watertown. All right, big penalty kill here. Veteran Josh Newberg lost the face-off. So Watertown's on it. Bird in the right wing corner, spins out, comes away with the puck, shoots it off the side of the net. It hit the post, and the net came off the moorings, as well as Christian Wong Ramos backed into the net. So that's a good play by Bird. We hadn't called his name almost all night. Then he scores the big goal at the end of the second period, and he's been really active here and getting a chance on the power play. And we're going to take a media timeout. 9:51 remaining in regulation. Hat-Tricks holding on to a 7-5 lead, but they're on the penalty kill here after a double minor called against Movali. A 4-minute power play for the Watertown Wolves. We'll take a break. This is Danbury Hat-Tricks Hockey.
Start your morning off right at Grounds Donut House. Enjoy our oversized artisanal donuts paired with premium coffee. For a unique treat, don't miss our ice cream-filled donuts. If you're looking for a sweet way to kick off your day, visit us in Danbury or check us out online at groundsdonuthouse.com/Danbury. Looking for great craft beer and live music? Visit Housatonic River Brewing in New Milford. Enjoy handcrafted ales in our rustic tap room or outdoor beer garden along the scenic Housatonic River. We're open Wednesday through Sunday with live music every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Check out our full schedule and offerings at HousatonicRiverBrewing.com. Looking for reliable waste management? Choose Interstate Waste Services, your local family-owned provider since 1998. We provide comprehensive waste and recycling solutions for homes and businesses.
Well, Tomasi was hit with a double minor. Tripping was the original penalty, and then a roughing minor. So the Hat-Tricks here have to kill off back-to-back minors, and that helps win a face-off in your own end and have big Josh LaBelle shoot it all the way down the ice. And if you're Watertown, at minimum, you've got to score at least 1 goal here. And with speed, here's Benchnich. Left wing into the offensive zone. Sends one in front off a skate. Crom intercepts for the Hat-Tricks. He'll skate it on out over the red wing, over the blue line on left wing, and he'll be content just to dump it in as it was 1 against 4. But a good job by Crom killing more time. So 3:10 on the double minor to Tomasi. Watertown in the offensive zone. Gutierrez. Cross ice pass right to left, goes off a stick. Benchnich gets there for Watertown. Filipov passes out right wing. Gutierrez return feed Filipov. Now to the blue line. And a backhand pass to Gutierrez, who sends a backhand pass to Benchnich. Along the right wing wall, now straight away on the blue line. Shot towards the net by Cole Willett is knocked down. Hat-trick's unable to clear. Benchnich sends one back over to right wing. Gutierrez gives it up. Josh LaBelle can't clear. Good play by Gutierrez. Top of the right circle, now into the circle. Drops it off to Filipov. Boy, they can't get a clean look. Good defending so far by the Hat-tricks. Here's Gutierrez. Right wing shot up high. Knocked down by Christian Wong Ramos. Filipov, double team. Bangs a puck off the far wall. Can the Hat-tricks clear? Yes. They are able to touch it out. Good play by Drew Welsh. Quick change by the Hat-tricks. Not a complete change yet. And good job by Josh Newberg, forcing Watertown back in the road end. And the Hat-tricks are able to complete the change.
Now Christou and Delory now in on defense with Kanderka and Newberg.
A minute 50 to go on the double minor. Rich shot, good blocker, saved by Christian Wong Ramos. Flying in untouched there on right wing was Dabare. Corrigan back out to Gill, left point, now right wing to Dabare. Cross ice speed, Corrigan. And the puck is knocked off his stick and cleared out the other way by Delury. A minute 20 remaining on the power play time. Chase Dabare for Watertown into the offensive zone. Curls a pass there to Ryder. Back out right point, and Dabare can't control it. Puck slides out to center, so that's a break for the Hat-tricks. We come upon 60 seconds remaining in Watertown's futile power play to this point. Now Ryder with speed has the puck, skates in on right wing, carries behind the goal line and behind the net. Lost the puck there. Noah Robinson, puck bounces on him, he can't clear, and it now slides back behind the goal line. Robinson was out in front of his own net, struggling with that one. Now the puck comes to him, and he's able to shoot it down the ice. Perseverance by Noah Robinson.
Just staying with it there now. 4 more fresh bodies. Able to clean off and try to clear the last 29 seconds off the clock.
Drew Welsh with the interception at the red line. Shot it all the way down. 25 seconds remain on the power play here. Ryder with speed. Double team. Passes it off the left wing wall into the offensive zone. Josh LaBelle's on it. Josh LaBelle has plenty of time and space, and he'll shoot it all the way down. And that should do it for the Watertown consecutive power plays on the double minor. 3 seconds to go. Tomasi is out of the box. Hat-tricks intercept. Here comes Kanderka. Kanderka lost the puck. Good poke check there by Cole Willett. Now the other way. Filipov, right wing, cuts through the middle. Double team, lost the puck. Taken away by Tomasi. Off the glass and back out to center. 5:45 to play in regulation. Hat-tricks lead at 7-5. Long shot on net. Saved by Wong Ramos. And the puck cleared out. Watertown right back in. Bird left wing to Benchnich. His shot is blocked, but not cleared by the Hat-tricks. Henning winds up the slap shot, and he put it wide. Gutierrez keeps it in at the right point. Shovels one down deep. Taken away by the Hat-tricks. Can they clear? No. Henning kept it in. Gutierrez kept it in. Flipped towards the net, even though it was going wide. Wong Ramos will glove it, get the whistle. 5:17 to play in regulation, and the Hat-tricks kill off the back-to-back double minor there, and they still lead by 2.
A collective sigh of relief from the entire arena. Nice standing ovation towards the end of the penalty kill there, but boy, I wouldn't be surprised if the Hat-tricks have spent at least 70% of this period in their defensive zone. They've just been put under the gun, and they gave up the 1 goal, but still 2-goal lead, 5:17 to play.
A 4-for-4 penalty kill performance by the Hat-tricks in this game, including 3 minors killed off in the third period. Watertown wins the faceoff. Gill's shot hit somebody in the back. Friendly fire there. And Belfay bangs it high off the glass on the backhand. The puck carries all the way down. So that'll be another icing, another faceoff in the Hat-tricks end of the ice. Christian Wong Ramos has come in and played really, really well. He's allowed the 1 goal here in the third, but he has been very sharp and steady in relief of Reeser. He has made 11 saves, and right now the overall shots favor Watertown 38-33, 12-11 in the third period. Face-off win by Watertown. Ross's shot deflected in front, started trickling just wide of the net, and cleared out of there by the Hat-tricks, though they did not clear the zone. Nicholas Snyder tried to keep the puck in, unable to. He and Gill tried to keep it in for Watertown. Now pass up ahead. Snyder's pass intercepted. Noah Robinson gets to it for the hat tricks, and he fires it into the Watertown bench. And we get a whistle. 4:42 remaining third period. Hat tricks lead at 7-5. Don't go away. We've got an exciting finish at Danbury Ice Arena on Danbury Hat Tricks Hockey.
Raise a glass to locally crafted spirits at Litchfield Distillery. Enjoy free tours and tastings of our award-winning spirits, including bourbon, rye, gin, and ready-to-drink cocktails. Open daily with tours on the hour. Book your spot at litchfielddistillery.com. Litchfield Distillery, batch by batch. Craving a craft beer escape? Come to Reverie Brewing Company in Newtown, where every pint is brewed with passion and flavor. Catch a rotating tap list, enjoy food trucks almost every day, and join us for live events and good times. Visit reveriebrewing.com for our menu, hours, and upcoming events. Reverie Brewing. Don't quit your daydream. In the mood for a sweet treat? Visit Twister's Ice Cream Cafe in New Fairfield. Enjoy 32 delicious homemade ice cream and Italian ice flavors, including rotating specials. Plus, catch Twisters at all...
Jim Cerny, Patrick Grudberg with you. Under 5 minutes to play, third period. Hat tricks lead by 2. Face off at center after that puck was shot into the Watertown bench. And Crom wins the face-off. Crom has the hat trick in today's game. Legkov shoots one in off the left wing boards. No icing, even though he was on the other side of the red line. Sent it in softly enough, so icing waved off. And here comes Watertown. Danbury trying to set up the trap in the neutral zone. Demetrio skates right through it, but a good poke check there by Christo. And the hat tricks knocked the puck out the other way. Getting back defensively is Ian McDonald. And he squeezes Legkov into the wall, comes away with the puck. McDonald leads the rush. Right wing over the blue line, zips it around the boards right to left. Demetrio on it there. Demetrio's got himself 3 assists in this game for the Wolves tonight. Puck is in the left wing corner. Chris Corrigan, double team there. Legkov trying to work it free for the hat tricks. Chase to Barre. Now puts his stick in there for Watertown. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking down. 3:45 to go. Dabari comes out with the puck. Dabari's got it between the circles, turns around, and he snaps it high and wide. Dabario to oh my goodness, Chase Dabari had a great opportunity there, but he couldn't get the stick to it. And the hat tricks are able to skate on out with it, but a turnover, they don't get it in deep. So in transition come the Wolves into the offensive zone. Shot on net from right wing by Corrigan. Up high, it was a blocker save, and the hat tricks clear out. 3:10 to play in the third period. Here's Filipov, who scored here in the third period. His pass goes off a stick, and the hat tricks knock it down. And breaking in on right wing is Kanderka, and now the puck comes out the other way as he was tied up as he was charging in on right wing. Watertown backhands one in to the right of Christian Wong Ramos. Again, players come together right beneath us, and Danbury's able to chip it on out. That puck is rolling, and icing's waved off. 2.5 minutes to go, and that call favored the Danbury hat tricks.
It's getting to the point now where Coach Coachman's going to think about maybe pulling the goalie now.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it soon. Not now, though. Turnover at center ice, bad pass. LaBelle took it away, finds Raleigh. Now Robinson. Robinson lost the puck. Belfay is able to backhand it up ahead, but the puck goes over the glass, and we get a whistle. 2:08 remaining in regulation. Danbury led 5-0. Danbury led 7-2. It is now 7-5. And even though they spend most of this period defending, 3 huge kills on the PK for Danbury. Right now, probably the difference in the game.
I was about to say, it has been the difference. Hat tricks only 1 shot on goal this period after 19 in the first and 13 in the second. Really haven't gotten much from their offense trying to hang on to this lead.
That is true, and they had a ton of shots last night as well. Crom wristed in right to left. Under 2 minutes to play. Shot on net. tipped on net, a save. Now Crum wide open from the slot, and he scores his 4th goal of the night. And that will bury the Watertown Wolves with 1:49 to play.
As even more hats now flying onto the ice. Crum already got his 3rd, now his 4th. And you look at the replay here, got it around the net. Caught Colgan sleeping a bit and just fed it off to Crum. That was Welsh there behind the net, who just kind of took it around, sauced it over, and teed it up for Crum, who put it away. Easiest goal he'll have.
Yeah. He skated, well, we're in Connecticut. I don't know the Connecticut version of Broadway, but he skated right down Broadway untouched. It's like everybody forgot, oh, the guy that's got the hat trick tonight is wide open between the circles. And Crum made no mistake. A 4-goal night for him, for Jordan Crum. And we touched on it in the opening, how it was a big opportunity for him, moving up to play on the top line with Johnny Ruiz out of the lineup. And boy, oh boy, he has made the most of it. 4 goals. He started the scoring, and now looks like he's going to bookend it with the clutch goal to put this one away.
Yeah, that is really what the hat tricks needed, because as we said, only 1 shot on goal before that, this whole period, and really under the gun in their defensive zone. And just to get that 3rd goal to really put it at rest, if it wasn't already, with 1:49 to go.
So we'll see the official scoring and the assists on that one as the hats are cleaned up off the ice. A hat trick for the hat tricks. Crum from Welsh and Legkov. That is a 6-point game for Legkov, by the way. And Welsh is able to get himself on the score sheet for the first time in tonight's game as the hat tricks ice it. Yeah, so they just announced it as his 3rd goal of the game, the hat tricks, but it isn't. That's his 4th goal of the game for Jordan Crum. Legkov, meanwhile, 2 goals, 4 assists. So he had a career high 5 points last weekend against Indiana. What do you have last night? You had 4 points last night, a goal and 3 assists. And now a new career high with 6 points tonight. Johnny Ruiz has to be sitting up in the press box right now wondering, all those career records that I have here in Danbury, if this kid sticks around, I don't know. That shot in, left to right, crazy bounce off the boards. Now puck comes back out to center, taken away by the hat tricks. Newberg backhands one up ahead. 1:15 to play in the 3rd period. Hat tricks now with the 3-goal lead, leading at 8-5. Corrigan lost the puck, came back to Cole Willette. Now a shot towards the net, steered aside by Wong Ramos. Robinson just wants to get out of the zone, he's unable to. Here's Chase Tabari, shot hit the post. So Chase Tabari is that close to a hat trick. He beat Wong Ramos, but he hit the post, and then the hat tricks ice it with 51 seconds to play.
Yeah, Tabari has really been one of the positives tonight for Watertown. 2 goals coming back from suspension. Almost got a 3rd there. Goalie's best friend, hitting it off the crossbar.
Yeah. We didn't even, we mentioned, earlier how Effin Michigan, suspended, so one of their better offensive players out of the lineup. And Stephen Klink didn't play at all this weekend, as Benchnich can't get a shot off here on left wing, 40 seconds to play. Cross ice feed right wing Filipov. Filipov to Benchnich. Turns around, wheels one towards the net. That one is stopped. Hat tricks are able to clear it all the way down the ice. Puck is rolling, and we'll get another icing with 26.3 seconds to play. But, this team doesn't score a lot. They've scored 5 goals tonight. That is a handful for the Watertown Wolves. But they didn't have Michigan in the lineup, and they didn't have Klink in the lineup either. Now, Tabari came back in the lineup after suspension and has had a really good game. Those are 2 key offensive players that they've been missing. Face-off win here for Watertown. And Bench's shot is blocked. Bird got knocked to the ice. Hat tricks have it. Belfay skates. 1 against 2. No chance there. Gutierrez comes away with the puck. We're down to the final 10 seconds here at Danbury Ice Arena. That shot is blocked. Gutierrez out the other way. 5 seconds over the blue line. His shot whistles high over the glove of the goaltender, hits the glass, and there's the horn. Well, it wasn't as easy as it started out to be for the Danbury Hat-Tricks, but they have extended their winning streak to 4 consecutive games. And as importantly, obviously, that's most important. You care about yourself if you're the Danbury Hat-Tricks. But equally as important, they knock off a division rival back-to-back nights, and now that division rival has lost 5 straight games as well. So a lot of good here in the end result for the Danbury Hat-Tricks.
Yep, extending the gap to 8 points now between 5th and 6th place. Hat-Tricks able to now jump the team above them into 4th now, I believe. So, again, 4 more games against Watertown upcoming in the next few weekends. So, a lot to think about if you're the Wolves, as the Hat-Tricks lift the bucket there.
No, that is Jordan Crom with 4 goals in this one. And he gets the Litchfield Distillery barrel, and he lifts it over his head like it's the Commissioner's Cup here in the FBHL, and then gives it a good spin at center ice. And now the Hat-Tricks will take a lap and salute their fans on this Saturday night at Danbury Ice Arena as they come away with this 8-5 victory. There are going to be a lot of teaching moments in this one for John Burchin and MJ Merkel, however.
Yeah, definitely with, Resar, who had such a great game last night and a great first period, but gave up a couple goals in the second and was yanked for Wong Ramos, who did his job to close it out, gave up the 1 goal.
Yeah, I thought he was really good.
I thought he was too.
I thought both goalies that had to come off the bench both played really well, because Watertown doesn't get back in this game if Colgan didn't play as well as he did, especially from the second period on. When that started the second period, when Danbury was still taking it to Watertown.
Yeah, and Colgan definitely a better reflection of his quality after giving up all the goals last night in the 7-1 defeat. So these two teams will see plenty of each other coming up. And Watertown also, like we mentioned, getting back a couple of their offensive threats in Clink and Michigan too for the rematches next weekend. But as of now, Danbury back to 500.
Yep, and that's a key. I was just about to say that, too. That's another key. Danbury lost their first 4 games of this season. And, they started out with a ton of home games as well. And, they just struggled. Port Huron, they lost 2. Binghamton, they lost 2. But they found their footing last weekend. They swept Indiana on the road, and then they come home an important, 2 home games here against a division rival. And they take the Watertown Wolves out 7-1 last night and 8-5 tonight.
Yeah, so just really good for the morale, too, for the fans, who you see the 4 games at home, and you're not used to seeing the Hat-Tricks go 0-4 or win or lose 4 straight here at the Danbury Ice Arena. So nice to get 2 wins at home in front of the fans and a couple more in the next few weekends, as they'll split the next 2 home and away. But definitely another reason for some folks to come out here and watch some Hat-Tricks hockey, as they're back to 4-4 and back on their groove.
And we're getting the 3 stars of the game. Josh LaBelle had a goal, a couple assists. He is the number 3 star. What a start to the season for him at all ends of the rink. I mean, he's a guy that's, he probably plays 30 minutes a night on average. He's out there in every key situation, and he comes through in a big way. And here's Jordan Crom, who had the 4-goal game. How about that? You score 4 goals, right? You're the 2nd star of the game. That's because Alexander Legkov had himself 6 points in this one, 2 goals and 4 assists. And here comes Legkov, saluting the crowd. Boy, this kid, he is an exciting one to watch, and he is off to an amazing start. And I'm curious, we don't know what else has happened around the league, but he was among the leading point producers in the league. He had 11 points coming in, so he gets 6 tonight. So he's got 17 points now. He's averaging more than 2 points per game for the hat tricks. And depending on what happened with the other leading point producers in the league, he might be leading the league in scoring by the end of the night.
Yeah, and Watertown will have plenty of time to think about how to mitigate his threat on the attack and his speed. But oftentimes tonight, just no answer is able to slice through the defense, especially in that first period.
And Patrick, one final thought. One really cool thing to see at the end of the game was as the players, skated off, the coaching staff is there at the door as they head to the locker room and all. Johnny Ruiz was there as well. Johnny in his suit. Great to see him before the game, to see that he was well enough, feeling okay enough to be here, even though he wasn't in uniform tonight. So cross our fingers that we get to see Johnny in uniform sooner rather than later with that injury that he sustained last night.
Yep. Well, Jim, always a pleasure. And once again, 8-5 is your score here from the Danbury Ice Arena.
Absolutely, and a big shout out to Justin and Leo on the technical side, making sure that you could actually watch this and listen to this, because without them, we are nothing. So thanks to Justin and Leo for getting us on the air. Great job by Patrick Grutberg, my partner. Color tonight. He did play-by-play last night. Busy weekend for him. Great job by you. Pleasure working together.
Likewise.
And hopefully we continue to do this down the road.
Yes.
Your final from Danbury Ice Arena. The Hat Tricks 8, the Wolves 5, as the Hat Tricks sweep the weekend and extend their winning streak to 4 consecutive games. Enjoy your week, everybody. Hat Tricks back at it Friday night on the road in Watertown. Have a good night.